Hello and welcome to a Dream Park movie. That's right, this is all the episodes, well, episode 1 to episode 14 of the Dream Park series. This is building the entire western area, and since we just finished it, I thought it'd be kind of cool to put all the episodes into one big video for you guys to enjoy. Also, if you have any cool ideas for the Dream Park, make sure to comment them down below. I'll be reading all the comments, so definitely go put them in. With all that said, enjoy the movie. Welcome to the brand new series called Notme's Dream Park. Totally not inspired by Timon's Dream Park. No, that would be ridiculous. But that's what I'm calling it. This is my dream park. This is the park that I've always wanted, and I've always wanted to finish a park, so I'm gonna hopefully finish this park. This is gonna be a brand new Building Your Park series, where every episode we're gonna continue building on this park. But first, what is my dream park? Well, ultimately, it's gonna be a park that I love, and if I actually had a theme park in real life, this would be it. Sort of like, you know, your dream sports car or something. Before we get into anything, let's just point out the obvious here, and that's, I've done sort of most of this without you guys. And that's because, well, I wasn't really sure whether I should record this or not. I wasn't sure if this was just going to be a park that I build, you know, off camera, or a park that I'm going to record and, you know, show you guys. And I just thought, look how cool that looks, and thought, yeah, I'm going to record this. So let me show you guys everything that is in this park currently, so you're all caught up. Now, first of all, I just want to start off with the train. This is a train that I built for the multi-park series, and I sort of yoinked it for this park because I nailed this the first time. I absolutely love how this looks. Probably my favorite part of this park. Now, this train is, if you couldn't tell already, inspired by the Polar Express, my favorite Christmas film and one of my favorite films of all time. I just had to build it, and look at this. If you guys do want this exact train in your own park, I will leave the design ID in the description down below, and of course using the Theme Park Tycoon workshop website. Kizy, phenomenal job. Now, moving on from the train, we actually have this part right here, which is sort of the entrance of the park. There's nothing too grand about this, but you got these custom trees which I built myself, which is just using, actually, pretty interesting thing here. I'm just using these, I don't know what the shape is, a diamond. I'm just using the diamond trees, and they work absolutely amazing for just a quick old tree, you know, as well as these, you know, default palm trees. I just sort of wanted to utilize the default items to make them look like, you know, not default items for once. And then right over here we have the ticket booths, which I think they look amazing. Nothing too special about them, but I got this little overpiece here. I think they just look really nice and cool and clean and aesthetically pleasing. But right behind the ticket booth there are these massive rocks, which actually aren't built by me. They're built by Has the MC Man. I got them from the Theme Park Tycoon workshop website, as I was like, I don't feel like placing terrain. I mean, they just look so nice. I had to add them in. We also have these arrows pointing in which direction. I should really add some like turnstiles or something here, so it feels more like you can't just go through this way if you're entering the park. But moving on from the arrows, let's just point out a pretty big thing that I want to do with this park. I want to make this park feel alive. I want to try things that I've never done before, like these trees using the default pieces. Ticket booths, I've never really do that. People in the park. I don't know why, but I've never actually properly done people. I've always just gone with the NPCs, but the NPCs, they're stupid. But people, look at this. Literally the 10th Doctor. I feel like I should whack him somewhere secretly in the park with a sonic screwdriver and just call it an Easter egg. That would be... I'm actually going to do that. But just look at this. We have some groups of people over here. We have people lining up. We have some mega influencers over here. And that's just a placeholder of my statue being there. That'll soon be like Tycoon or Maliboomer or Kizy, whenever they tour my park. But whoever's first. But they are swarmed by people just like they would in real life. We have these people over here. Once again, placeholders. Taking their photo next to the Dino mascot. I had to pay tribute to the old classic Dino hat stall. I just had to. Look at it. It's sort of goofy. It's my first ever mascot, but this is what I'm talking about. I never do these photo booths of mascots, you know? And this really big camera. I never do that. But this is what I really want to do. But moving on all the way over here, we have the talent show stage. This stage was taken from my talent show video where the grand prize was 25,000 Robux. Quite a big amount of Robux. And I thought I'd once again yoink this because I thought it just looked so good. And it would fit perfectly for one of these stages. I don't really know what these are called in theme parks, but you just have those like cringy acts going on for the theme parks to just make a quick buck, you know, with about 1 billion chairs outside. I really don't know what they're called. Once we like complete this a bit more, there'll be people, all the dozens around here sitting on chairs somehow. I don't know how to actually have people on chairs, but I think we'll figure that out at a later point. We also have this right here, which is supposed to be like some food stall, not really customized at the moment. This is literally just ripped from the multi-park series. The Choo-Choo Char's area. There'll be a person behind here serving probably just some snacks and whatnot. We got the classical bins from the multi-park area. Also, you might be wondering why some chairs are black, and that's just to add a bit more of the realism. You know, whenever a theme park runs out of the green chairs, they have to grab some of the substitute chairs in, you know, that's what that's supposed to be. That's pretty much it for like the stage area, I suppose. I do want to add like a massive box onto this and probably an interior later on. And also talking about later on, something that I haven't actually done, and I think we will do in this episode, is finish this entrance. I want to finish this entrance, whether that's adding up like a queue of people lining up to get their photo, maybe some more decorations like benches, bins, lights, and stuff like that, but that's going to be for later on. Right here, you may have noticed a very rocky and muddy looking area, and that's because this is going to be a water ride. I really would love this to be a water ride. I was thinking the splash boats, or the water boats, what's it called? This one. This is the water coaster. I have never really used this before, but definitely a water ride here for sure. And you might have also noticed this. This is a shipwreck that we built in the Halloween stream a while ago now, with some deep dark fish around it. And the reason why this is here is because this is the exact same park I built it in. I just got rid of everything else. As the reason I did that is because we had an absolute mess of a last to leave video right in the middle, and I wanted to build a park there instead, as I had 5 mil on the account, and I don't want to keep spending Robux on this game. And right above it is the train track. I thought it'd be nice just to have the train just go all the way around the park, and maybe go into like a tunnel here, and then like have another tunnel all the way over there, and just pop out around here, you know, just to make it feel a bit more real, and not just disappear right at the end like that does. So we'll have some terrain going up here, maybe over here as well. I'm not sure what to do with this area. Let me know down in the comments down below. In front of the entire park, not really sure what to put there. Bit of an awkward spot. I was thinking here would actually be the entrance to the ride, and then here would be like a massive mountain, like a rocky mountain. I've got some pretty cool ideas for this park. And then down here would actually be a food court or something of importance to the park. Maybe it's just a big old seating area, I don't know. But for the last part of this tour is actually this ride, which I did in fact build for Benny's bloody build battle of Halloween of last year, I believe that was. But I just didn't finish it. I think I either ran out of time or just gave up. I realized how big I made the coaster, and I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Now, there is something that I've been told about this park, and it is not to look at it from the bird's eye view. How did I not see that? How did I not see that when I was building it? Anyway, guys, just don't look at it. But I'm keeping it because I've never built a wooden coaster before, and I thought I did a pretty decent job. There are some pieces which are a bit weird, and I'll of course try my best to fix those when we're actually onto this coaster. But this will be the main this will sadly be the main attraction for the park. Anyway, let's finish the entrance, and when I say entrance, I mean this part right here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do now is make this place feel a bit less empty, as right now it's feeling pretty empty compared to that side. I think a way that I'm going to do that is maybe just by copying the floor pattern. That's a start for sure. Right, now I'm just going to have to copy and paste these one by one. I'll be back with you when I've done that. What the? Why is this one so weird? I've copied these like exactly, and for some reason, this one feels like it's just ever so slightly off. I have no idea why that is, but I'm just going to move it over and ask no questions questions. Now, obviously with this park, I'm gonna have a Doctor Who area. That's just a given. As if you don't know me, I love Doctor Who. I know we have an entire series dedicated on Doctor Who, but I mean, I haven't done anything on that park for, you know, a very long time now. But the reason I bring up Doctor Who is because, I was thinking maybe we could have a TARDIS right here. But now thinking of it, I don't think it'll make much sense because it's gonna be right next to this ride. So actually, move this photo area right here. So there's one on each side. Actually have the TARDIS over there. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the point of the TARDIS? Well, the TARDIS is actually gonna be another one of these, like, photo areas. So you can take your picture right outside the TARDIS. This is sort of inspired by the fact that I think Disneyland or Disney World has its own TARDIS now because Disney is now associated and a part of Doctor Who now. And so you can now literally get your picture next to the TARDIS in Disneyland, which I think is really cool. So this is sort of inspired by that, so I'm going to try my best to do, hopefully, a decent TARDIS. Why not? Let's do a quick 30-second time lapse to get this all done and dusted.
In the sky, looking like a thunderstorm. Here we go, You're easy to remember, so hard to forget. Baby, it's a coward way you strut. How could I not worship every
And there we go, that is my best attempt at building a TARDIS. I haven't actually built one in quite a while, so do let me know what you think. It is quite difficult to actually build a TARDIS because of all the proportions and stuff. But that is the TARDIS done. I am pretty happy with this overall though. And the only thing that's left is actually I want to make a little fence going around it just to make it look less like it's just been plonked. So I'm going to go with the same sort of style that we've done with the rest of the place. Just a plastic pole and a concrete stump. And now I'm just going to copy and paste it all around. This is also sort of like either a safety thing or a do not touch thing this could be, even though you're supposed to take a picture of it. I don't know, just gives it a bit more of something to fill up the area. This is also something that was in a Disneyland TARDIS, so I thought I might as well add it as well. Just like that, there we go. And we also need the photo camera itself. Let's just whack a placeholder statue right next to the TARDIS like this, and there you go. I would call this pretty much done right here. Okay, this is bringing the entrance together quite nicely. I think what we could do is actually just move over some of the trees that we have on that side to this side. Just two in the middle there, because if we have some in here, that would just be too much. I don't know what to do here, I suppose. This bit here is a bit weird. Maybe I do something like this, where I bring these down. I'm gonna play around with a few things, and I'll be back to you when I've got something. Oh, I think I've gotten something. It's nothing insane. It's just a tiny old fence with this little tiny pokey-outy piece of wall right here. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna actually have like a little bit of a walkway here that nobody will actually ever walk on. Yeah, I like this a lot more. It's just a tiny bit of detail, but I do really like that. I think right there on the walls, I'm still gonna add the park logo. But first, we've got to really quickly head over to Photoshop to make the logo. Alright, we're in Photoshop now. We could have something like that. What if we do... what if we bend the text a bit like that? I feel like in every logo, they always change a letter. And I think, like, the most obvious letter to change would be the A. What about something like that? Just chop it off like... There we go. That is the best logo I've ever seen. We simplified the A. Move it over a bit. There we go. I would actually quite like some, like, cartoony clouds in the background. Okay, I've just joined to these from the internet, and I think they look really nice. I think I will turn it blue. The text blue. What if we change the A to a darker blue? Or a red. The red could work quite nicely, actually. And after a little bit of playing around, I've gotten to this. I'm not a graphic designer by any means, but I think this is a good enough logo for now. So let's get it in Roblox. And there we go. That's how it looks in-game. I do actually quite like it, but I don't know where it would actually look good. I don't think the wall's the answer. I'm feeling like just a big old sign right here or something. Or, actually, what if we just build a sign that's popping out of the wall, so it's not just sticking on the wall, because I don't want to clutter up all of this area anymore. Oh yeah, that's way better. And there we go, something like that does the job just nice. Oh, that looks really cool actually. Might add it on the other side for symmetry reasons. But all we need to do now is just copy and paste this on the other side. I mean the like railings here. I'm going to call that a success for this episode. It might not feel like we haven't done much, but bear in mind I've done all of this off camera. And there we go, we have added the railing onto this side of the wall. And yeah, do comment down below what you think of this series and if you'd like to see more. If you do subscribe, like the video, and see you. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dream Park series. This is episode 2, and you might have already noticed that the park is starting to look a bit different since you last saw it. I'll quickly go through what they are right now. Over here, I forgot to add in the last episode, turnstiles. It's nothing too special, we just got a tiny screen with a turnstile here, and I got another one facing the opposite direction over here as well on both sides. And I did think it was looking still a bit empty, so I added this massive, really cool looking arch actually. With on the side, it's got a Notme shield, which I thought was pretty funny, as well as the park logo on the side of the arch, because I didn't want to just copy and paste the sign over here, but I thought it just made sense to have it on the side of the arch. I don't know what this style is actually called, and I'm not really sure what else to add, but I think for now it looks pretty good. But moving on from that, you'll see here that I've been doing some testing for what I want to do today. In today's episode, what I want to do is actually start our first ride in this park, and the reason for that is because I'm not entirely sure what I should do over here in this area, nor what to do here. As you see, I've started to plan this out. I kind of want like a dome right here, but I still want to plan that out a bit more. But off camera, I've just been testing to see if like my vision can actually come true, and I think with enough time it can. Now, if you're wondering what this ride will actually be, like I said in the last episode, I want this to be a water ride, specifically the water coaster right here. Never really used this before, so I think it'll be pretty fun and cool to have, and I also do quite like how it looks. So after that episode, I actually drew up what the roller coaster is going to look like, and I haven't saved it. I didn't save the planning I did for the coaster. That's great. That's just a me thing to do, isn't it? Did I actually not save it? That's fantastic. But I think I can remember most of it. We're gonna have the station sort of in this area, and it'll be covered over by some sort of hill or something, and then it's gonna go all mad down in this river area. And if you did watch the last episode, you might have also noticed that all of the rock and mud has now disappeared, because it just won't fit for the theming I want to do. And talking about the theming, this is the style of theming that I want to do for this ride. I want to do sort of a canyon, Minecraft mesa, you know, radiator springs, proper canyon biome theme. As I think I haven't actually seen too many people try and do that, including myself. I've never actually built a canyon biome before, so this will be interesting. And I've got some really cool ideas. I also really want to do like the canyon spikes that you see a lot in canyons. I need to learn some new canyon terminology, because I can't keep saying canyons all the time now, can I? Canyon? No, a cannon! That's a cannon event. You may have also noticed this is the color palette I'm using. You might be thinking, oh my days, that looks so realistic. Well, how did you find the colors? I used the internet. Yeah, I just searched up canyon colors, and this is what it popped up with. And to be honest, it is spot on. I think I'm gonna use this for the water, this bluey mud texture, I think it is. Yeah, mud. Or I could do normal water, but with an alternator. I've never used one of these before. Never in my life have I ever wanted to use one of these. Oh, but look at that for murky green water. Not really the green murkiness I wanted, but I mean, we could always just use both, because the thing is with the water coaster is that you can actually make the coaster splash down and make a big, like a log flume does, you know? Insert the clip of me going on a log flume and the water just splashing up everywhere. I'm blind! But yeah, that's the plan for today. I obviously can't finish it today. That would be absurd. This is going to be a multi-episode thing, you know? But we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. Please, if you have any ideas what I could add just to make it, you know, a bit more interesting, you know, maybe like cactuses or rundown shacks throughout the canyons, maybe. Feel free to leave them down in the comments down below. Without any further ado, let's begin building this coaster. I think we should start there. There feels like a good spot. I want to go out a bit to like here, maybe. I do apologize if this ride does turn out to be absolute garbage. I'm not a coaster builder, but I try my best. I have no knowledge about coasters, so I'll probably do something absolutely horrific. But the plan I had is that it would go up and then it would sort of turn around here. Alright, let's do something like this. So it's a bit tilty-offy. That's not a word, but we're gonna roll with it. Or if we have it so it turns this way instead and then goes under. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit weird. Hopefully we're fine. And I want this to go sort of, oh my, is that banking too much? Nah. I want this to go through here, and I think it actually turned right here. Oh my, we actually haven't got as much space as I would have liked. This is a bit of a problem. Do I get rid of this train track here? I think I might have to do that. I'm just gonna try out. I can always replace it. I'm just gonna have to get rid of this, and so it doesn't look weird, we'll just have this go through like a tunnel or something. So like right at the end here, we'll just have a tunnel, and that just gives us a whole bunch more free space. Look at that. So right here, my idea was that it's gonna turn around and do a little figure eight over there, because that's where where we're gonna have the two main spikes, like canyon spikes, you know, and it's gonna go around them like a figure eight, which I think would be quite fun. So let's try and make something like that now. I'm hoping we actually have enough speed for this, actually, now that I'm actually seeing it in the game. Going under that track. Now we don't have to worry about that shipwreck, that can just get demolished. And I think we can hopefully do some sort of a splashdown right here, because we've got a pretty straight track right here. Okay, so it's going up right here, but then it will start to go down, and then here's where the splashdown will begin. I think something like that's actually quite good. Can we do the splashdown, please? Must be regular or the start of the splashdown. You trying to have a laugh, bro? Does it have to be on the grid? Oh, it has to be on the grid. I have no idea how this works, but I'm just gonna try and cook something up real quick. Or I could do something like this. It's a bit awkward, but hopefully we can actually get some sort of a splashdown. Bro, how does the splashdown work?
Hello you, it's Josh here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another update. Today we have one that people are probably...
And splashdown, there we go, finally. We can just extend this out really long. There we go. Something like that should do quite nicely. And now we're just gonna bring it all the way back to the station. All right, that is the coaster done. So let's put it on testing and see how it goes. Right, I'm hoping this will be good first try, but I highly doubt it. If there's anything weird, I'm gonna change it for sure. Okay, that's a bit weird, but we'll go with it. Nah, I don't like that. I prefer the inwards banking like that, yeah. We are also very slow. I don't think we're gonna be able to make it up. I changed it up a bit, so let's see how that rolls now. That's good. I like seeing where we're gonna drop. We're still very slow. Are there boosters on this ride at all? There's gonna be a lot of testing with this, but it's good that we're testing, because if we didn't test, then I would have built all the scenery for a really bad ride. Okay, woo! We're too fast. At that speed, we didn't make it. Okay, we've got to change that then. Okay, so I'm just gonna play around with this for a bit, hopefully try and make it actually, you know, good, and I'm gonna show you the ride POV right now. I think that's pretty solid for a person who doesn't know a thing about coasters. It's great that I like it, but let's bring in a coaster expert to see what they think.
Evening.
Hello. So yeah, I've just built this coaster right here. If you follow me. I was wondering if you could just test it out and let me know what you think about it. I've actually tried. This isn't a joke or anything. I've actually tried, and I'd like some information, seeing as you're a coaster expert.
Alright. I hate it, it's the worst coaster in the
No!
world. Okay, alright, okay.
Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Oh no. He's got his notepad out.
I'm one of those people, if someone asks me to criticize their roller coaster,
I'm maybe regretting
I will
this.
think of everything I can. Yeah, you will be regretting.
Oh dear. A little splashdown, you see that? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
I was very limited on space with this because of the massive, well, we were sort of in the corner of the park, and this is the end bit.
Alright.
Yeah, what did you think?
Overall, it's quite nice,
Oh,
but
thank
I
you.
have a number of criticisms.
Number? Okay, take me through them.
Okay, follow me. We'll
Okay.
go along the track. So this here is a little bit too much out. Like this first drop's
Alright.
too much out. If you put that in a little bit more,
Okay,
good.
sure, okay,
Over
yeah.
here, more banking is required.
More, alright.
Like this bit here, that would be good banking. for the
Okay,
first
like
drop.
this. Okay, sure. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
do that. That's doable.
Banking's a little bit off here, I think.
Okay, what do you mean
And then
by
go
that?
like
So,
it's too straight.
too straight.
Kind of thing,
So,
and too out. So like when you're starting to turn, you're still facing banking on the other side, kind of thing. It's not inwards. Make the banking go left at
Okay.
this point, I'd say.
okay.
This bit over here, I'd say first things first, you need to make your roller coaster taller or make this bit lower because it is a little too slow going.
Yeah, I
over
did
this
have a
bit.
bit of a problem when building this because I had it higher. Believe it or not, I had it higher, but I just wouldn't make it. But
Yeah.
you're saying I should do it a bit lower, alright?
Like either make the first drop higher or make this bit lower. I'd
Okay,
say. banking. Again, more banking on this bit
Banking needs
here.
to be more right.
This bit is great. This bit of banking.
Yeah?
But it just needs to be constant all the way, going all the way around.
Okay, sure.
I'd say. Okay, let's have a little look at the rest of this. Yeah, that bit's fine. More banking on that turn over there, I'd say.
Really?
It's a
Which
little
one? Here?
like this one, yeah. More banking
banking.
on this bit. It's a little bit too much of a steep drop. You're way too steep in the first like 0.1 seconds.
Okay, so I need to
I'd
just
say make it a little more
gradually-
gradual.
Okay.
Make it more gradual.
Make it more gradual. Sure, okay.
This splashdown bit's good. I'll give you that. This splashdown
Yes!
bit,
I struggled with the splashdown. I couldn't figure out how you actually make a splashdown. It's so weird. You have to be on grid.
Yeah,
it's
see, that
weird.
probably explains what I can kind of tell because like that first
Yeah, you can
little
see.
twist to the top of the chain,
Yeah.
I could tell that was going to a specific place and I knew it was off grid.
Yeah.
This bit, more banking. Bit of banking is probably the best banking of the whole ride.
Really?
This little bit here, that's probably the best bit.
I added this in like the last 5 seconds because you can see here, I needed to get it back to the station. I'm glad this is good. I'm glad it's good.
And I would personally, instead of having breaks here going all the way around, I would include another splashdown. Water coasters like this usually ends with a splashdown instead of going into a break. So I would try and put another splashdown element here. That's pretty much everything I can think of anyway.
Sorry for taking up your time, sorry for bothering, but thank you so much. It's helped out a lot.
That's all good.
Alright, see ya, Matt.
Alright, I'll see you in a bit.
A few hours later and the next day, this is what it's looking like. I got rid of that big splashdown right here, as it was just getting really long and awkward over in this area. To try and link it back up to the station, it just wasn't working right. I also added the splashdown at the end like Matt Matrix said, and thank you so much Matt for joining, it really did help me out. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description down below. Do go check him out and subscribe to him, he's a great creator. I tried my best changing anything that needed fixing on this ride, and that's sadly gonna be it for today's episode. Wait, don't go anywhere, because I still got the POV to show you, the updated POV. Also, if you're wondering what that is, it's just gonna be a point of the ride where you're weaving in and out of stuff. And next episode, what we're gonna do is actually start decorating this. We're gonna begin decorating this ride, or theming it, I should say. I'll hopefully plan it out and save the image this time. Hopefully. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Go check out the POV in a second right here and subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, see ya! Welcome to episode 3 of the Dream Park series. In the last episode, we built this amazing coaster right here. Our first proper time building a water coaster. Never really done that before. And I think it turned out pretty good. Today's episode, we're going to be decorating it, theming it, and hopefully making it look a lot better than it does right now. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do all of it, but hopefully some of it. Unlike the last episode, where I actually forgot to save my plan for the build that I wanted to do, today I have. This is what my plan looks like. All the orange are like the main bits that I've confirmed I know what I want them to be. So this right here is going to be one of those canyon spikes, or maybe a few of them surrounded by one big one. Then over here we got the actual station of the ride, which is just going to be your normal canyon. We got a little stump over here which will actually be holding up some of the train track. We of course need the train track tunnel, and then over here top right we're going to have the ride go through a canyon tunnel. Maybe we could have it like a mine shaft or something, I don't know, but I think it'll be really cool. And it's going to have an overhang piece right there. Overall I think this is going to look really nice. And in between episodes I've done a little bit of testing to see if I can do what I actually want to do, and I think I can. I don't want it to look repetitive, like because we have the copy and paste tool now, we can just easily repeat stuff, copy and paste, you get what I'm saying. So you can see right here, this is all just the same thing, but twisted up and down, you know, sized up and down. So hopefully when I actually do it properly, I just made these in like 2 minutes. When I do it properly for this ride, it'll hopefully look natural and not copy and paste it. But before we get into the building, I would just like to say thank you so much for the support for the series. It's insane. I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to see it grow. So thank you so much. If you are enjoying, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I think I may have mentioned that I wanted to do something for members at some point. And I'm not entirely sure what I wanted to do. I got a comment saying that I should maybe put people in here, but I mean, for a start, the item limits are kind of a pain here. And then secondly, I don't think it will actually look too great. We just got Cassidy here at the end, who is one of our moderators on the channel. Then I was thinking, oh, maybe we could have some members walking around here. But there's just going to be too many guests for the members to actually fill up. And I don't want to just put like your name on a wall, because that just feels a bit too boring. boring. You know, I'd like something a bit more cooler, you know? So if you have any ideas, please do let me know down in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate that. But with that said, let's head over to this ride and start building. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty nervous for this. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, and I'm hoping it turns out at least somewhat decent. So, I think what I'm gonna start off with is actually just by removing some of this terrain, which will give us like a blank canvas to work with, just like so. I'm gonna do the first spike, the first canyon spike right here in the center, sort of like one of the main ones, I guess, of this ride. Just because I feel like once I build this, I can sort of branch off from, like, from here, I can do the big old piece right here, I can do the tunnel. I feel like this is a good starting point. We've got a rock texture right here, and I need to change my snapping. Yes, I still use the buttons down here. I don't know the fancy shortcuts and whatnot. And I'm just gonna wing it, see how this goes. But I suppose we can start off with the actual spike itself. So I would like the main spike to be right here. Why can't I increase that? Why can't I? Is that the max height? Okay. I would like the main spike to probably go up, about maybe, I feel like I would want the main spike to be about that tall. And then we can just pull this out a bit. I'm using the blue pole as a sort of guide. Something like this, we're just gonna angle up ever so slightly every time we place one. So we can get a very gradual sort of curve. And then go up to a point. So if I can do something like that, and then maybe get some wedges up in here. I've never built one of these before, so it'll be interesting to see how this looks at the end. I feel like that just looks a bit too weird. Maybe if I do something like this, I feel like this could work a lot better. Still feeling a bit off, but it's getting there. Oh, what about something like that? I just added another wedge there, but a bit tilted, so it doesn't look so straight, you know? Let's bring some color to it. Okay, so this is how it's looking like with a bit of color on it. Gonna be a work in progress, but you just gotta trust the process, and hopefully it will look pretty decent in the end. Like I've said, never built one of these before, and this is a very, very weird, very interesting sort of structure, I suppose. Structure? No, natural formation. Yes, using some big words. Okay, if we actually grab the spiky bits, angle it, so it doesn't just look like a flat plane. Okay, and let's start making it like not hollow. Oh, that looks weird. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, something like this is starting to look a bit more like it. I'll put an image on screen right now of what I'm actually trying to build, so you guys have a better idea of what I'm trying to get at. And I think what made it work was not making it a symmetrical shape. You see here, it's much more rectangular than it is a circular. And not only that, I've made it so it's got like a few bumps on the top, which they seem to have. I think that'll look good. What I want to add is just fill up these gaps, make it a lot more, not smoother, so that it doesn't look unnatural, but just maybe get rid of some of these V's fighting texturingness. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, and a few minutes later, this is where we're at. I feel like it's looking pretty good now. It is actually quite smooth at the bottom, but what I'm gonna do is fix that later and actually group everything. So glad it's not 200 items, but I'm going to shrink them. You see this? Yeah, I'm gonna put it all around. There's too many items. Never mind. Okay, can I put it further away? I can. Okay, this is gonna be a bit weird though. I forgot about too many items, so yep, I can't place it there. Okay, I'm gonna tilt it a bit. Nope, can't place it there. Well, this is going great. There's basically about like 500 of these next to each other, which is nice. But I think sadly we're only gonna be able to put like a few down. But that's fine. Maybe we can add one like here, maybe. It's gonna be a pain when we've got to make when we've got to actually make terrain around these. Or this. And there we go. You see, it's actually looking pretty cool. Oh, I'm actually really liking this now. So what I want to do now is just add a few details to each of them to make them look a bit less like they've just been copy and pasted around. They're not going to be the most realistic details. Like right here, I'm thinking of adding a little bit of an arch to them. But I feel like they're just going to be cool little details just to separate them up a bit more. Like, look at that. That just looks so cool now. But on this one, I want to add like a little just pokey outy thing going around it. Not really sure what it's called. Like, I don't think this would actually be on one of these in real life, but it just makes it a bit more interesting to look at. And that's actually looking pretty cool. And with that done, let's build the ground. And I have no idea how to do this at all. No way am I gonna... How does people build this? So you can connect a whole bunch of balls together like this, something like that, and that creates... that's not the terrain that I would like though, and that looks a bit weird. I could maybe do something like this, something like that as the floor, which actually would be kind of unique. I think what everybody does is I can actually have a go at it because, well, I've never done this before. And in this park, I'm trying to do stuff that I've never done before. So we just get a block here, make it very small, and we make a pillow out of it. I was taught this ages ago in like a live stream, I think it was, by Penguino. So thank you. It's whether or not I can actually execute it is the thing. But by doing this, you can essentially just connect up a bunch of these, and it's ground, it's terrain. It can be walls, it can be floor, it can be ceilings. I think we could try something like this, and if I don't like it, then we could just go go to the cylinders, because I thought those cylinders there was actually a pretty neat idea. So let's just group all this together, and let's get building. So I'm just gonna start off with something like this, and then look, you can just connect it up like that. You don't have to go on grid or whatever. You can literally just connect it up like this, rotate it a bit, maybe pull it back like that, rotate it, and you can see how, yeah, I like this. Now we're just gonna do this for the entire floor, so I say let's hop into a quick, tiny little montage. And I found this really cool song, which I hope you guys like, because it sounds pretty sick. Yeah, let's hit it.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as you're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. We're not giving up, never hitting.
This is what it's looking like now, and what do you think of the music? Pretty cool, huh? But apart from the music, I actually really love how this turned out. And I actually went a bit overboard with this. I even did this whole other section over here, as I just got kind of in the flow of it. And I was actually really enjoying it, because it wasn't as painful as if I just placed each of these by myself by hand. So this method is amazing. And it definitely makes it look very natural and rough, and just how I wanted it to look. And it also does kind of look like burnt melted cheese, which is interesting. So seeing as we went a bit overboard, let's do a few more details over on here. Of course, we're gonna copy and paste this over here. Now, in the planning, I didn't realize how big this would be. So can we add a little bit of something extra so it's not all just these spikes everywhere? But saying that, first of all, I do want to add these smaller spikes everywhere. Bro, look at this. I'm trying to place this just everywhere. Just anywhere. And I just can't. I don't get why. I get that it's made out of a whole bunch of pieces, but I mean, come on. Right, we're just gonna have to forget of having a whole bunch of stumps. I would have liked like at least 2 stumps, like one there, which would just nicely fill up the space. But nope. Now, I did actually have an idea of what if we built a sort of a stump, I guess. And for reference, I'm going to use the stump from Radiator Springs, because it just looks so cool. Go a very gradual wall like that, and then it goes into this, like actually very harsh like this, and then that'll be the entire stump, really. Let's see how this looks when we do a full 360 of it. Also, while I'm building this, I would just like to go on a little rant here. Well, not really a rant, I guess. More just I want to talk about Doctor Who. I'm recording this on Sunday, so the 3rd episode of Doctor Who, Boom, just came out on Saturday, yesterday. And this is not looking how I thought it would. This looks like I don't even know what that is. I've got to make it have a bit more of an overhang all my days. And I just want to say that Boom is probably one of my all-time favorites now. So far, this new era that we're in of Doctor Who, I haven't really been liking it. It hasn't been too great. That's my personal opinions about it. I haven't really been too fond of the 14th or 15th Doctors. But Boom, that was a good one. That's the Doctor Who I'm looking for. The more serious, not Disney, like, kid show, you know? As lately, that's what Doctor Who's been feeling like. It's been feeling like I'm watching a kid's cartoon. And Boom was a very nice change. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot more serious. It was quite dark, but I couldn't stop watching it. I'm probably going to watch it for a 3rd time today. It's such a good episode. I just wanted to say that. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of Doctor Who, and I just thought I would, you know, mention it, even though probably no one cares. But if you two are a fan of Doctor Who, let me know down in the comments down below what you thought of it. I thought Boom was absolutely fantastic. And it does, in fact, show that Ncuti Gatwa can be a really good Doctor, you know, with the right story and script and all. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the latest episode of Doctor Who. I thought I would just talk about that for a second while I'm building this here stump, which I'm actually quite liking. We do have to just add a bit of colour, and I think maybe just a bit more of a gradual bottom right here. Very gradual bottom, that sounds weird. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better with this. Okay, I need to finish this. I need to do this all the way around. And there we go. It does look a bit weird with these lines for it, but at the same time, it does look really cool with them. It looks much more like a factory sort of wall, doesn't it? But before we change that, let's just add these colors in. I'm just gonna add a line of orange right under here. There we go. That's actually looking really cool. I can't get over the fact that it looks like a mushroom. Does anyone else see it? Okay, so now that we've done a little bit of the painting, what I'm just gonna do now is mess around with these so it doesn't look as factory-like, and just get rid of all these lines through here. Okay, something like this should do quite nicely. And now we are finished with the base of it. We're not finished. We're nowhere near finished, but we're making some good progress progress for sure. What I would like to do now is actually start creating some scenery, because there are some like little like sort of dead bushes and also some alive bushes down on the ground here. So how can we make that? I feel like we could, well, there is a straight up dead tree. What, can we make that smaller? We can make that really small. Oh, hold up, we could do something really cool here with this. Oh, look at that. Oh my, that actually looks really cool. Now I'm just gonna plonk these everywhere, but not everywhere, so it takes up the entire place, but just here and there to make the land look a bit more interesting. And just like that, that adds so much to the terrain. Look how cool this all looks. This is starting to come together so nicely. It is so cool. Right, I did say that I wanted to add like some alive trees, or not even trees. Like we could do just a few bushes, maybe not these bushes exactly. Maybe we could do these tiny trees as the bushes, as they sort of fit in with the style of the dead trees. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's nice. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. Okay, I can't tell you how much I'm actually loving this. At the start, I was questioning it, like, was this even gonna look good? But I think that this is gonna look freaking sick when it's finished. Just look how cool this looks. I kind of want to do the tunnel. I want to make this part of the ride, you know, underground. It's gonna go through a tunnel or like a mine entrance, and it's gonna pop out here into the splashdown, which is gonna be a lot easier said than done. Yeah, let's just get straight to it. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how to actually do this or how to go about doing this, but I'm just gonna try my best and see how it looks. So right here will probably be the entrance, so I only really need to make terrain going from about here-ish. Just gotta connect it up with the already existing terrain. Okay, I'm adding in the final pieces of terrain right now. All the gap right here will be covered over by a big old chunk of land. Maybe we can just use the pillows again? We can try it. I mean, it's actually not too bad. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with this. Okay, that turned out way better than I thought it would. It was actually way easier than I thought it would be. It's just the pillows. But now we actually have to make it so you don't, you know, die on the ride from all these pokey outy bits. Let's also give it some sort of a roof like that. So, sort of already see the mine shafty look. Oh, look at that. That's just so cool. Alright, let's do the top of this piece of terrain right here. Once again, using the pillow method. I think something like this should do the trick quite nicely. Oh my days. That is really cool. There's a few holes right there. I can fix that up though, that's fine. This is turning out pretty sick. That is literally what I had in mind, bro. This pillow effect is insane. I'm just gonna group them all up and start putting a roof on this. That's all I'm gonna do for the roof of this place at the moment. I think off camera, I'll try and make this a lot more smooth, like, you know, natural looking and smoother than just these harsh edges. I don't think, we have to add a back. But once again, I think I'll either do that in the next episode or off camera, because that's just literally just building more terrain, isn't it? Oh, look how weird that looks. The light goes through the primitives. That's interesting. But let's start building the interior. Also, Maliboomer is about to go live in 45 minutes. He's going to be touring parks, and I'm hoping that I can get in and that he can replace this very statue right here, because that'd be kind of cool. He doesn't tour parks that often. But anyway, back to this. We got to build out the floor right here. And like 10 minutes later, this is how it's looking. It's a bit claustrophobic in here, but I guess that's the mines for you. I'm not entirely sure what to do with this yet, like any special features I want to add or unique details, I guess. But something that I know for sure is that I wanted it to be underground, and I want to add those mine supports in, like the mine shaft supports. So I'm just going to build off of here, and they are going to be a bit janky because, you know, it's an old, I don't know if it's abandoned, but I mean, we could go for an abandoned vibe, why not? Actually, that doesn't look too bad either. And now I'm just going to copy and paste this about a few times, not a lot, not a ridiculous amount, and that's the final one there. We've only got 5 in total, and the roof's so high that it just looks a bit weird. I could just lower the roof, actually. I'm going to try that. Alright, let's lower this down to about there. Then we could do something around that height. It seems to be getting smaller, like the further down the cave you go. Look at the difference between this and that. But with that last mineshaft pole support complete, I'm gonna call that a day for this episode. We've done a lot more than I thought we would in today's episode, and it is looking fantastic, may I say. Let's take a look at this in free cam. Do let me know what you think of this, what little scenery pieces I could add. This is definitely not done, so don't you worry. Make sure to tune in next episode, as we're going to continue building some more scenery, and we might even have ourselves a Maliboomer statue. Hey, you'll just have to see for the next episode. Hey, I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Don't forget the ride POV, that's going to pop up in a second, and thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, see ya! Also, Maliboomer is about to go live in 45 minutes. He's going to be touring parks, and I'm hoping that I can get in and that he can replace this very statue right here, because that'd be kind of cool. He doesn't tour parks that often.
Alright, let's go check out the next park. What do we got? Hello, this is my dream park. I started this a few days ago. Oh, wait, this is not me. Oh.
He's ran off over there. The statue's here. Maliboomer, over here. Over here, Maliboomer. It's right here. This one. There we go. I mean, it's fair. I did say in the first episode, that'll soon be like Tycoon or Maliboomer or Kizy, whenever they tour my park. But whoever's first. So, he's riding the wooden coaster right now. Let's see what he thinks of it. I can't even get on it myself. I'm so slow. I'm so slow.
Bro, you're so slow. Bro, what do you mean I'm slow? Bro, what do you mean? Well, I think you're mad. Not me.
Not gonna lie, I do actually quite like this coaster. I'm not entirely sure what we should theme it around though. That's for a later day. Oh, I think he's gone. He's out of here. Oh, okay. We got the statue.
Cool.
Oh, and I'm gone. Okay.
Alright, let's go ahead and do this one here.
I waited so long. So long. At least I'm now friends with Maliboomer, which is cool. Welcome to episode 4 of the Dream Park series. In the last episode, we built what you see right here, a big old canyon to fit our newly made water coaster. And I want to put that in bold. Water. In between episodes, I remembered that this is a water coaster, not a mine train coaster or anything like that, which would, I think, probably fit the theme canyon more. So I think what we need to do in today's episode is actually add some water, so that it makes a bit more sense that this is a water coaster, you know? And not only that, I want to extend all the way over here and build up this area right here, just like we did with this area right here, but just over there, of course, with its own unique, you know, theme as well. We actually have a train track going straight over the top of the coaster, so it's going to be interesting how we incorporate that in. But anyway, you saw the intro correct. We go over here. Maliboomer is literally just chilling in our park now. I waited quite a while to join his live stream, finally got in and got his statue. Also, at the time of recording, Kizy, another Theme Park Tycoon 2 creator, as you may or may not know, has made a website for Theme Park Tycoon 2 blueprints, free to use, by the way, and he has kindly given me my own page on the website. The only way I know how to get to it as of right now is by using a link in the description. I think it's themeparktycoon2.com/notme, and that page will have all the blueprints that I've ever made and uploaded to the workshop. And after I record this video, I think I will try and upload a few more blueprints. So yeah, thank you so much, Kizy, for doing that. That is really cool. But anyway, we need to continue building the theming for this ride, and the first thing we need to do is extend the ground floor all the way over there. At the time of recording, episode 3 hasn't dropped, and I don't know how you guys liked the time-lapse music or not. Too bad, I'm gonna play it anyway.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm having to chase where you go. I follow when I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. We're not giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. I can hear my every heartbeat. I can feel the blood rush through my veins. You know.
And around 40 minutes later, this is what it's looking like. Nothing too crazy. As you can see, I've added some water here because I did mention that I wanted to add some water. We got this tunnel piece here, which is supposed to look like where the water's actually coming from. And then we just got this tiny little bit going over here. Makes it look a bit more interesting and separates it from this area over here. I was thinking maybe we could add some water going through here. I don't want to destroy this really nice looking terrain, so I'm not sure about that just yet. And also, somewhere on this ride, I want to add, you know, the classic canyon terrain with the two canyon bits and the water in the middle. I have no idea where to add that yet though, or if I even can. Now over here, I've had the idea to do yet another stump, but this time make it a bit different. And what I mean by that is probably make it a bit more wider and actually have it holding up the train track. And I hope it doesn't look too squashed by the track, but we'll see how it turns out. Let's whack the guide in the middle, and let's see what we can do just by doing a gradual, once again, a gradual slope like we did with the last one. Something like that. Yeah, could that work? I don't know. Okay, that looks good, but what I wanted to do was either we can have two or one big one, but I think one big one wouldn't work and it would just look a bit too top heavy, which isn't what I want. So I'm gonna try and maybe add two if the game will let me. So one just there and another just like that. Boom! There we go. Why is Kizy saying no, no, no? What? I don't know what Kizy's saying. What's wrong about them being next to each other, Kizy? Not saying anything. Okay. You're making me a bit worried now. How How do you not see it? See what? I don't see what you're seeing. Now, I was thinking we could add something in the water, but I'm not sure what. First thing that came to mind was like cattails or something. I think that fits more for a river. I will yoink some of these spikes and maybe we can, maybe we can actually put them in the water. Yeah, I'm not gonna put one there, that's for sure. But one in the water would be pretty sick. Okay, there's too many items. Yeah, never mind, guys. There we go. We're able to put one here. Let's add some scenery. Once again, we're gonna use these dead bushes. Oh man, every time I add these trees in, they look so good. But now we've got to add these dead bushes everywhere. And I also want to add some new details over here. And I was thinking the new piece that I wanted to add could be in the water. I'm not sure what canyon water. I'm not sure what actually goes in canyon waters. If anything, maybe just moss. Yeah, I think there's just a whole bunch of moss along the outskirts. So I think I'm just gonna add a whole bunch of moss in. And how I'm gonna do that is probably, I could. This is actually might be a great use of the bushes, the flat bushes. Yes. I'm gonna do it the same color as these. Oh my, yeah, that's gonna work greatly. All right, I've just gone around the entire place adding all this moss in, and I'm thinking it's looking pretty cool. Also, I hate when you scroll out so far and the water turns this to this blue. Talking about the color of the water, actually, I need to grab myself a water alterator, or however you say that. Maybe just plonk it right there, and using this will allow us to change the color of the water. And as you can see here, if I change it to white, boom, it's white. If I change it to black, it's black. If I change it to red, it is red. That looks so weird. All right, it is gonna be a sort of, is it like this? Oh, that's a real interesting color. I might make it a tiny bit darker though. Ooh, does that work? Maybe a bit brighter than that. Yeah, I like this. I wanted that murky green, like it's being, you know, natural and dirty. That makes the water look a lot less tropical. Now that I've added all the scenery, what I want to do now is build the train track bridge. And I want to do your classical wooden bridge. So it's got a little bit of a thing going on here. And I'm gonna need to get a picture of a wooden bridge. Something that looks a little bit like this that you're gonna see on screen right now, as we're not too far off the ground. So we don't need one of those massive ones. And I'm just gonna make one of them, and then I'm just gonna copy and paste it a bunch. So it's got this bit that's holding up the track, and it's got a bit lower than that, rotated around. Actually kind of like two parts like this, just like that. And then we grab the cylinder, and then angle it, and then extend it. So it looks something like this, or actually something like that maybe. I'm gonna paint it a bit more of a grayer color. And then we just need to copy and paste them, one like there, and then we can rotate this a bit, so like that, and there we go. That's perfect. All I'm gonna do is copy and paste it. I'm obviously gonna need to copy and paste the pattern down, but that shouldn't be a problem. So shall we head into yet another time lapse? I think so. Let's go.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as you're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase.
That wasn't actually as difficult as I thought it would be. I am loving how this is starting to look. It's looking just how I envisioned it to. I love these old wooden railroad bridges. And I've like, this is so cool. Here's another angle of them, and I think they look so cool. Look at the train go down. I mean, the coaster even. Isn't that called a train though? I don't get it. Why is this called a train right here when that's a train? Coasters, man. But one thing that I don't know is what I should do right here. The transition between the station and the canyon biome, or the mesa biome. Over here, I put like this Victorian thing. Not sure if I would keep it, but it definitely looks cool for now. Maybe I could have like a water tanker. Nope, I'm pointing that for something else. I think actually a water tower could be really cool right here. I might actually do that now. But yeah, do let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think I should add right here that would fit in between these two sort of styles of building. But from this angle, it's, oh, that looks so cool. All right, anyway, like I just came up with on the spot, a water tower would be really cool. And this is like the only open space which I didn't know what to do with. In the back of my mind, I was thinking like, oh, maybe we could have like an abandoned shack here or something. That would still be a pretty cool idea, but I feel like that's just pretty generic to any abandoned biome thing. Like a swamp, you could have an abandoned hut, a forest, a snowy area, literally anything. So let's get to it. All right, I've got a very specific one on the other side of my screen right here, and it is indeed a wooden one, because I feel like it just fits in with the wooden bridge and any other wooden buildings that we will add here, you know? I'm not sure how tall we could have it. We could have it probably up to here, and then it will just just be about that tool, the actual tank at the top. Then let's grab a cone and actually make it look like the rings around the water tower. That looks really cool. I think it's going to be something like this color. That should do quite nicely. Then at the top, I'm obviously going to make it so if you do look at it at the top, it's not just a wooden box. I think I might as well make it a weird tealy blue color, but make it maybe glacier. That works. Glacier or foil are the normal ones we go with. Or foil, I'm not sure. Foil looks pretty good. Sand is a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with sand, because sand looks a bit more like still water. Now I just need to make the base of it. How about something like that? Yeah. Then just gonna add a border to it as well, just to give it a bit more depth and detail. Now comes the much more trickier part, which is the support pillars. I want to make sure these look good. That actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, that's how it's just looking with 4. It's got a lot more than 4, so we need to add a few more ones. So there we go, that's fixed. In the reference image, they have some sort of like metal wire going around. I was wondering if we could do like maybe a similar thing, but with chains instead, because we have no metal wires. Yeah, actually, that works. Not all around it, of course, but maybe have like a tint of dark red, just to give it a sort of a rusty vibe. I'm gonna add it to the other side as well. I think with this, just tiny little pipe in the middle, and we can change that to maybe a darker metal color, like that. Yeah, this is looking pretty cool. That is the water tower done. So what I need to do now is just group it all together and just whack it down on the ground here. I think here should be alright. And to finish off this episode, I'm just going to finish placing the scenery around this area right here. And I think with those final pieces of scenery placed, that's going to be it for today's episode. We've pretty much finished this entire section right here of the ride, which I'm really happy with. I'm going to wait until this episode is released to see what you guys say about this bit here. I'm not sure what to do right there to transition the two places. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, and yeah, see you. Welcome to episode 5 of the Dream Park series. If you're wondering why I'm messing around with the camera right now, it's because I just came back from an and I took my whole, like, you know, recording equipment, like the microphone, my camera. So the camera position might be a bit off today, but I hope it's alright. But yeah, we started this video off with a time lapse.
Don't stop.
As you see right here, we built this massive piece of terrain. Like I've been mentioning, I wanted the station to be sort of underground. And this is what I meant by that. So you can see here, this is the station, and the queue's going to be starting like, maybe like there. And we're going to have, I'm thinking, a mineshaft queue entrance. A lot better than this mineshaft. And to be honest, I think we might redo this at some point. I'm not entirely happy with how this is. And the reason I say that is because I have sort of realized that, you know, we're building a canyon theme, right? And this is sort of like a canyon, maybe, with this little overhanging piece, but mainly it's just a slope, just a slope. So I was thinking maybe we could just like get rid of this and rebuild it, but as a slope. I was thinking maybe we could do that, but leave this one as this to sort of add that variation in terrain, I guess. And then the entire outskirts will be that slopey, you know, what everyone thinks of a canyon is like. So it actually, you know, looks like a canyon. I also recolored the tracks, and if we can catch up to the train, the coaster itself. That's a good shot here. It's slightly darker and a bit more grey. I think it just looks a bit better than the bright beige colour. I tried to make bits of the terrain look a bit more burnt, so it doesn't just all look the same colour. And I don't really know what these white bits actually are. They're not snow, that's for sure. But they're in canyon places, so I thought I'd add them in. And yeah, do let me know what you think of this terrain in the comments down below. But anyway, let's just get off the topic of terrain and onto what we're actually oh wait, hold on. Not what we're gonna do today. Look at this. I don't want to just forget to mention this. I really wanted a splashdown, and it was a big shame that we couldn't have a splashdown there, because I had to get rid of it as it was just getting up to here and it would just, you know, intrude on the wooden coaster. So I had to make a way where it would link up to the station, and it was just getting all messy. But I was messing around with the coaster off camera, and this is how it's looking. I'm not 100% set on this bit right here, because it is a bit, I mean, it does the job. It gets you back to the station, but I mean, I think it's smooth. But we have a really long splashdown which goes up into a turn, which leads you back to the station. I think like right here will be underground, so it's no big deal if it looks a bit odd, because when you actually ride it, you don't really see it. But building splashdowns are so annoying. Why can't you build them off grid? They have to be on grid. It's so annoying. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is something pretty freaking cool. I am really excited to build this. What we're going to be building is a big old fossil, and maybe a few little ones. So I got a comment on one of my previous episodes saying that it would be really cool if I could build, let me actually see the comment, that I should add the bit on Thunder Mountain at Disney where you can go under a bit of ribcage. Lol. I know what Thunder Mountain is at Disney. I saw rib cage and I was like, bro, that's a fantastic idea. So I'm gonna do that, but a bit more extreme. I'm thinking we can add maybe like a rib cage like there or there where you actually go under it, but the main fossil itself will be right here. There'll be a massive like dinosaur skull which will go through its mouth, and then you'll have just, you know, the rest of the fossil right here. I've never probably built a fossil before, but I think it will hopefully look really sick. So yeah, we're just gonna have the one big massive fossil here and a whole bunch of little ones around the ride. So yeah, that's the plan for today. We're gonna be archaeologists. Also, before we get into building, I just want to say that I've been reading all of your comments, especially the ones about the members. I've been saying a lot that I want to do something with members, adding you guys into the park somehow, and I mentioned in a previous episode that there's just so many guests for members to fill up right here that it would just be impossible. So I asked, like, what should we do instead? I got a lot of comments saying we should do the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is a pretty neat idea, but at the same time, I don't think it would fit in the park. I personally think we should just build like a building, like a really nice looking building, and you enter it and there'll just be rows of members just along the wall, and I will have the names maybe up above. I feel like that's probably, I don't know. I really want to do something for members so bad, but I'm really just mentally stuck on it. So any ideas would really help me out. But let's start actually building this fossil. I think I just made literally the stupidest mistake I have ever made in quite a while. I forgot to record. Did I forget to actually record? Oh my days, I actually forgot to record. Great, okay, I thought I'd been recording this whole time. Well, we're building a I'm about this far through making a dinosaur, or a dinosaur fossil, sorry. But apparently I just didn't press record. That's a very me thing to do, isn't it? But here we are, we're just building the nostril right now, and I think it is looking real cool. Like I said, I think I mentioned that I wanted it to clamp down, or like it was biting on the actual track. I've just got this track here for a guide, I guess, on how big I should make it, and I wanted it pretty big. I could always scale it up with the copy and paste tool, I think, but this is my first ever fossil or organic like creature. So I'm hoping this will actually turn out pretty good. I actually can't believe I forgot to record, bro. Because of how big we're making it, we can actually add a lot more detail than if I was making it like really small because of the item limit, which we all hate. So something like that is a decent shape, I think. I might actually have to get rid of the track because it's sort of blocking my view. Oh my days, that's a big fossil. Sorry, I just realized that how jaws work is that they need to be, you know, somewhat connected. So this is going to be a big mouth, that's for sure. And also you might have realized I'm not building it up there because once we build it down here, I can copy and paste it a lot more easily, and then I can move it up there with ease. All right, there we go. I don't know if we should do a dinosaur fossil, but like I mean, if it looks weird, we could just call it a new creature, you know? Unidentified creature, yes. And that's not just an excuse to say that I'm just not gonna get a good organic builder. Now, dinosaurs usually have, I'm going with dinosaur as a reference, but this will probably turn out to be like some sort of mythical creature. Like they usually have quite the big, if you get what I'm saying, the jawline, which comes out sort of like this. Yes. Shouldn't be a problem at all, because this is actually all bone. I gotta remember that all of these bones are actually gonna show, so I gotta make them look neat and nice. I also gotta make this a bit more unstraighter, so just gotta make this a bit more wobbly. Now, just gotta do that on the other side as well. I've never built one of these. I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't said now, because I can't believe I didn't press record, bro. That's... So yeah, I'm very much out of my comfort zone, but I'm enjoying it. Right, now here is where it gets a bit more interesting, and that is the size of our dinosaur fossil. I'm just gonna call that a Leviathan fossil. I mean, it's gonna be quite humongous. Funny thing is that's his nostrils. I mean, a fish can probably go through that, and then he can't breathe. Like, I'm gonna keep it. That's funny. The one fatal flaw of this big mythical creature is that a fish can go up his nose and he can't breathe. Wait, hang on. It's a fish, isn't it? They don't breathe through their nose. What is it with me today, bro? Anyway, let's just get back to building. That doesn't look too bad, I think. We can change a few things right here, I suppose. Yeah, like that. I like that. I actually pretty like that. Now, I'm gonna presume that the eye's gonna be like somewhere here. So I'm just gonna try and copy and paste this on the other side and also build it out until we get to the eye. Yeah, I'll be back with you in a second. Or probably like 50 years, so yeah. Alright, and after a while, we're starting to get a bit of a shape that I'm starting to like. We might actually have to pop out this bit right here a bit more. Actually, I think we definitely will have to. But now we actually gotta add the eyes in. And now I think the eyes would fit probably right around there. And we can probably just do a bit of the doink, and that can just help us guide out where the eyes will be. Right now, we just need to make like little eye sockets. So if we just retract all of these, just like so, but I think that's a pretty big gap. So something like this, and we can just smooth it off by adding some more cylinders. The cylinders is actually really good. Alright, so now we just need to actually make the hole. We should be able to do just by expanding these maybe all the way back, and we can just outline it using more cylinders, something like that. And there we go, just like that. We've done the eye. I actually think it looks pretty cool. Now this is definitely not going to be a realistic skull. I'm trying my best to make it look somewhat like a fossil of just some sort of creature, you know. All we just need to do now is finish the other side. Right, we got the majority of it copy and pasted. Can we somehow? No, I don't think it's even possible. Oh dear, why don't they have like a mirror tool? That would be handy, because now this means I have to individually build this. But flip it, oh my days. I'm gonna get rid of the water coaster guide, and well, I guess right now I'm just gonna build the teeth, because I'm gonna put off building the other side for as long as I can. Oh, and Cassidy joined the server. I think the method of building teeth that we all know is pickaxes, but I think pickaxes might be a bit too small, maybe. I think, yeah. Or actually, does this work? Ooh, I quite like that actually. Now I'm just gonna place down all of these teeth everywhere in this mouth. There we go. This looks so cool. All right, now what I want to do on this side is actually make it look a bit more worn and torn down. And I think how I can do that is maybe not by using cobblestone. I want to just change a few of the textures. No, that makes it look a bit more smoother, which fossils do actually have if they're in a museum, which this one isn't. So I guess let's not do that. Rock rough, maybe? Sure. Changes some of the texture up like that. And you can see here, it just roughens it up a bit. Makes it look a bit more visually interesting. Like that. I really like this, actually. But I think now is finally time to... it's time to build it on the other side as well, because, well, that's kind of a big thing with this. So yeah, let's just cut to when we finish building the other side of this fossil. That was really annoying. But we finally got there in the end. That was, I hate the item limit. But, I mean, it does look kind of cursed, I won't lie. It's got a bit of a forehead going on right there. But, all in all, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. My first ever fossil and, like, organic creature. This isn't too bad. I did have to make these pieces right here bigger than the other side, which makes it does look a bit... It does make it look a bit weird. But that's just because of the item limit. But I'm hoping once it's all placed down and everything, like, from this angle, it doesn't look too bad. It's only when you look at it from the top and really anywhere else does it look pretty weird. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's literally out in the wild, isn't it? So technically I could just blame it on, you know, environmental damage. I don't know. Or maybe this creature just got a few donks on the head, which makes it the one side's flatter than the other. But now we just gotta get this up to there. So I think how we're gonna do that, we can probably just place down a still coaster and just make a design out of it. Am I able to like box select? Box select. Yes! Oh my days! Amazing, amazing, lovely, jubbly. I didn't even know that was a thing I could do. That's gonna make making designs in the future way more easily than they were before. Well, that should be it. Boom! Save design. There we go. So now we have it as a blueprint. Okay, confirm. And now if we go back to roller coasters, yep, here it is. And now the thing is, I just need to make it so it's perfectly in the spot that we need it to be in. I think right here is the perfect place. Now I can only for some reason build it. Oh my days. I can only build it on the grid, which is really annoying. I'm just gonna see what happens when I place it there. Oh, it's none of it's grouped together. That's fantastic. Right. Hopefully nobody gets their head chopped off when they ride this. Let's see. Do we? Just about. What do you think? I think we might just get rid of these teeth right here, just so you don't actually get your head chopped off when riding this ride. There we go. And now comes the task of making the rib cage. So it's going to be starting from here, and I'm going to have it sort of curl around. So something like this. I don't think the top part of the rib, the spine, I guess, will actually touch the floor, because I think I want the ribs digging into the floor. Yeah, I think that will make the most sense. So this will actually just go up a bit like so, because the back of the monster arches, if this is a dinosaur that is. Or, you know, just to save me not having to build legs, you know, maybe it goes from rib to tail because, I don't know, fish. It could just be a massive fish. I like it because that means I don't have to make legs. I'm gonna go with it. So this will probably be around the end of the rib. Like this will be the rib cage, and I guess, right, I don't know, I've never seen a fossil of a leviathan, probably because they don't exist, but I'm gonna assume that there's just gonna be a big spine of the tail. Something like this. Right, so it sort of goes like this, but there's always just these little blocks on the top of the spine, which is interesting. So now we're just gonna take all of these bricks and just copy and paste them all the way through here. So hopefully it's not too difficult. All right, that actually wasn't too bad. I thought it was gonna be a lot more worse than that. But now comes the interesting part where we've got to actually make the rib cage. I want it quite a wide rib cage because I'm imagining it would have quite a wide body because it's like a leviathan. You know, this is what I was trying to go for a dinosaur. But now it's sort of turned into a mythic fish creature. So yeah, Leviathan it is. Now these ribs will actually go through the ground. So sort of like it's just been there for years, for centuries. But if that side done, we can just copy and paste, like I said, the other side like that. And I think that is one rib of our rib cage done. Oh yeah, that will look sick. Maybe we could actually start making these just a bit bigger. So like the largest ones will be in the middle, and then it'll slowly fade out to get smaller. Alright, so I'm just going to build a whole bunch of these ribs, and I'll be back to you when I've done that. A few minutes later, this is looking really cool. I think you can now 100% tell that this is supposed to be a fossil. I think it does look a bit odd that it doesn't have any arms. Do fish have arms? Let me see, fish fossil. This might be a bit weird to search up. I mean, yeah, they got the fins, they got the things that they... that make them swim, so I guess we need to add them. And I think the best place for that would be right here. So I have no idea how this is gonna look, but I think it's just gonna be a line of cylinders going out to probably about here, I'd say. And what we can do is, because the fins, they're not just a big straight line, we can actually have it a bit more thick and have it a bit more like it comes out and then back in, if you get what I'm saying. That looks really cool. It's supposed to be a fin, and I think we should be able to just easily copy and paste it over to the other side, so you know it has two fins pretty easily, I think. Perfect. I believe that is the fossil done. I might just make it so that this ain't floating. And with all the terrain now done, there's this weird bit here. Now with the terrain done, I think all that's left to do is just copy this texture and color right there, and just start painting all of these bones right here, just to give it a little bit more of that wear and tear feel, and you know, sort of the aging as well. And there we go. With all the painting done and everything built, I'm gonna call that it for today's episode. I think this is really cool. I was a bit skeptical and I was a bit off on the head, but now that I've built everything else alongside it, I think it looks real cool. It definitely fits in really well with what we've got going on here. Now I did mention I want a whole bunch of little like rib cages and all stuff just poking out the ground here, but I think I'm gonna save that just for off camera because I've done a lot for today. I've never built anything or organic really before. But yeah, please do tell me what you think of it down in the comments down below. And yeah, see ya! Welcome to episode 6 of the Dream Park series. In the last episode, we built this massive fossil right here, which I don't know what animal it's supposed to be, but we're just gonna stick to a mythical, fictional creature. Because last time I checked, aquatic creatures don't have noses. Do they? Because like, actually, what would happen if fish went up their nose? Since the last episode, though, I've changed a bit up here, added a few more pieces of scenery, and changed up the bones so they look a bit more damaged. But today we're gonna actually change it up a bit. I've been getting tons and tons of comments lately, and I absolutely love reading them. So I thought today what we could do is actually spend an entire episode adding all of your cool ideas that I think would fit in this area. So I've actually picked out a few which I think would fit quite well. But before we get onto that, I've just got to show you guys something. Moving on to this big camera because it's something in real life. If you're new here and you don't know, I'm a massive Doctor Who fan. It is my most favourite TV show ever. And it's like arrived literally today, which I think would be quite cool to show you. Alright, would you guys want to see it? You can see a tiny bit right here. It's not small like those like screwdrivers up there. It's pretty big. Oh. Look at this. This literally just arrived today, and if you don't know what this is what is at the top of the TARDIS. It is the police public call box sign. And it's like proper wood, and it just looks so good. I was thinking, obviously, it's supposed to be up above the door of the TARDIS, right? So it makes sense to put this on my door. But at the same time, I won't be able to see it that much. So I thought, what if it went right here? So that every time I make a video or do a live stream, we'll all be able to see it. And I think that's probably the best place for it to go right there. It's so cool. It's not too heavy, but but oh my days, it picks up so well on camera. Like, it really brings out the blue on the camera. So yeah, in the future live streams or videos, you might see it up on that wall. But anyway, let's get back into theme park Tycoon 2. Because the first idea that I want to build comes from Oleg. And their idea was that I should make the wood, for example, in the bridge and water tower, a bit more warmer / darker color. I don't know how those two go together, but they just want me to make the wood look a bit more warmer, which I 100% agree with. Although this water tower right here looks, I think it looks good. It definitely, it doesn't fit in properly. It definitely looks a bit too cold. So we've got to warm it up a bit. And I think what we could do is literally just yoink this color, and we should be fine. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this color. We can try that. Yeah, there we go. What do you think? I don't know what I think of it. I think it definitely looks better, and it definitely fits in with the wooden bridge, that's for sure. But maybe we can make it just a tiny bit brighter. Maybe something like this. Okay, what do we think about that? I quite like that a lot better. I think that was just too dark before. And I think what we should do here is actually make the water look a bit more murky. Maybe a bit more green, like a darker green like this. Like a proper murky green. Like it's just been sitting there for years. There we go, that's idea number 1 down. Now the next idea comes from 4Blade. And their idea was actually the idea that inspired this massive build right here. They said that you should add the bit on Thunder Mountain at Disney where you go under a bit of a ribcage, lol. And I want to add specifically the ribcage part. I feel like a ribcage right here, which you go under it, would be really, really cool. So let's get building the ribcage. So to build this ribcage, could we just do a little bit of I'm just saying, could we just yoink this and just move it over to down here? I think that's a good height. Or maybe we make it, oh yeah, we make it way bigger like this. Oh, perfect, yeah. Because now the ribs won't look as long. I actually thought this was going to be a lot harder, but the copy and paste tool comes in clutch. Now this is just going to be a ribcage. It's not going to be connected to any sort of body. It's just going to be like a remnant of a creature. And I feel like having a whole bunch of fossils around this place would just make it, oh, so much more cooler. Give it a whole bunch more character. I think something like this will do quite nicely. And now it does look a bit odd because these bones all are exactly the same. So we just need to make them not look like they're about to tip all over. So a way that we can just do this is literally just by copy and rotate. So I'm just going to do this to all of the bones so they all look different. And actually something like this looks really cool. I might just change this leg. Actually have it so it's broken. I quite like the broken legs. Or ribs actually. But look at this. I really like this. I think all that's left to do now is actually add some wear and tear on this side. By just getting our grey colour and changing the material to rock rough. There we go. Just paint a bit like this. Oh, I did not mean to paint. Did not mean to paint the rind. It's just something like this adds a whole bunch more age and I don't know, fossilifyingness to the build. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is it too big? But if I make it any smaller, then the ribs will be really long. They'll be properly long. But the coaster fits perfectly under it. But I think this is a great addition to the ride. Definitely fills up this space a lot better than just, you know, nothing. Alright, for the third idea, this comes from a Joey. And they say that I should add some of those dust balls you see in cowboy movies. I'm thinking they're referring to tumbleweed. I think so, at least. And I saw that and I was like, yes, that is a great idea. So let's just move over here and figure out a way to make this. First thing that comes to mind is using these square bushes and just rotating them a bunch like this. Maybe we can get some sort of... Oh, okay. We're getting somewhere. Just wanted to make a ball or something. Now we just need to get that, like, hay bale color, I suppose. Does that work? Would you be able to tell what that is? Is there a different way? There's not really many transparent things because tumbleweed normally are just like a, I guess, like a pile, like a very thin pile, like hay sticks, I suppose. I don't know. There's not a lot of things that have transparent holes in them. If I made it out of primitives, then we'll be running into the item limit more than you can ever believe. I hate the item limit and I want to stay as far away as I can. I think I'm just going to go with these. Before we add them in properly, let's have a look at what they look like in the terrain. Could you tell what that is? If you weren't watching the video and you just happened to stumble upon this park, would you know that it's a tumbleweed? Yeah, because look at this. It's just a pile of sticks, basically. Maybe we change the color up a bit to be a bit more of on the whiter side. That's not too bad, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to see how they look. If I had a few here and there, I don't want to, like, put them everywhere. I just want to put them in a few spots. Let's actually have one on the side of this water tower right here, just as if it got stuck on it. Maybe one here as well. Let's actually add some right against this fossil as well. Once again, as if it got stuck right next to it. Maybe one in its mouth. And there we go. You can't really notice it, to be real, unless if there's like a bunch like that. But I think they added just the right amount of extra detail to this area, and I like it. Now for the next idea, which I don't think I'll actually build today. I think I'll have to save this for a later date, but my good friend Void has solved probably one of the biggest problems we've had on this series. He suggested that maybe build an old Western style saloon and have members be in there. Void has fixed the member problem. Or I guess the problem that we have nowhere to put the members right now. Because if you haven't watched the previous episodes, I have had a mental block on what we should do for members, because if you don't know, if you're a tier 2 member, you get your statue in my park. So if you want to become a member, the link is in the description down below. Do go check it out. You get a whole bunch of cool perks, like your statue in my park, being my friend on Roblox, and also exclusive access to member-only videos, and a whole bunch more. But the reason why I say I don't think I'll add it right now is because I think it will fit a lot better somewhere along this path, and I think a good spot for it would be right here, or somewhere in this area. It's such a good idea. Thank you, Void. You would walk into this saloon and there'd be members everywhere. I think that's a good idea. And like I mentioned in the previous episode, I think, or the episode before that, the entrance to this ride will be right around here, and it'll be sort of a mine shaft. And I feel like we can just have up around here a whole bunch of like western buildings. Maybe we could build some canyon terrain and have some higher than others. There's so much potential that we could do here, but I think it deserves its own episode entirely. The other idea that was very similar came from THBXYT, and they said that we should add some Wild West buildings that you go through. I think they mean going through like on the ride, but I don't think that would fit anywhere. We might add some alongside it, but definitely not going through it, I think. But anyway, the next idea is a pretty big one. This comes from Viper Astro, and they said, when you said about the 2 canyons with the water in the middle, like, you know, the stereotypical canyon thing where you have the 2 canyons and then the water going through straight through the middle, they suggest that I could place it at the end of the ride, aka the splashdown. Because if you don't know, the splashdown is literally at the end of the ride, right here, and I think that's perfect. It makes the most sense of how we can incorporate the stereotypical canyon inside of our canyon theme. The only thing is we'd actually have to get rid of the majority of this, which I have no problem with because I wasn't a big fan of this. So let's get straight to it. Right, so my idea for this is quite a simple one. Basically, we're going to change up this terrain a tiny bit to make it so it follows this circular pattern right here. But there'll be a bit of terrain right here, which will then cut off to the slope. There'll be 2 slopes right here, going straight like this to this entrance. I think should we keep the mine entrance? I don't know. It will pop out a tiny bit, it will come out of here, and then it will enter into this bit, which will also be underground. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but you'll see what I mean when we do it. So let's just get building. First thing we've got to do is, of course, continue this circle around. I'm thinking something as simple as just copy and pasting these. It will slowly slope down so it can connect to this one, just like this. And there we go. I think that should help what I was just saying. Just trust the process, and hopefully it will look good. I do want to just change a few pieces here and there so it doesn't look as copy and pasted. Not all of them, just a few of them. And now we have got a load of holes here, so we've got to fix that. Now while I'm building this, I would just like to say, if you are enjoying the video and have not yet subscribed, please do so. We are coming up fast to 20k, and last stream, you guys decided what we should do when we hit 20,000 subscribers. And what is it, you ask? You guys wanted me to do you guys want me to do a karaoke stream, but there is no way in this world I'm doing a karaoke stream. Alright, no way. But instead, you guys voted on me doing a 24-hour live stream. That's right. I will be doing 2 12-hour streams. 12 hours one day, go to sleep because I don't want people watching me sleep, and then 12 hours the next day. So if you don't want to miss that, because that'll be a piece of Notme history. Not every day I do a 12-hour stream, alright? Then please do subscribe. Thank you. Alright, I think that's all connected. That should be all connected now. So now what we need to do is literally just grab these top pieces of the terrain and just add them in like this. This might take me a while to do, because I got to get it all the way over to here. Give me a second. Alright, and before I build any more, let's begin the slope, because once we build the slope, then I'll know where to actually build this roof part. So I guess we should start from the bottom. Right here we'll have the ground piece. What we should be able to do is just something like this, that just slopes all the way up. Nothing crazy. Literally just something like this as the main base, that is. We'll of course add like these poppy outy things, a whole bunch more detail later on, but before we do that, let's copy and paste this over a bunch of times, which will hopefully make this look a lot more like a canyon. Oh my, this is gonna be so sick to go down. Bro, there's everything in my camera. Here we go. This is gonna look so sick. We're confused on what I meant by like the stereotypical canyon terrain. This is what I meant. And I think, hopefully you know what I mean by now. Not sure what to do at this point. This is a bit of a tricky point. I presume I can just get rid of all of this. It shouldn't matter. And just curve it around and have the entrance here. So if we just move this entrance to around here. Just for now, if you guys have a better idea, please do comment down below. This could just be an old abandoned mine shaft. There's nothing, it doesn't have to be anything more to it. Yeah, this is what I mean. And then we'll do that on the other side as well. It might look a bit odd now, but hopefully once we get rid of all these pokey outy bits here, add all these roof bits over, this should start be looking like quite the fire emoji, if I do say so myself. Alright, let's just roof this over, and now we just gotta fill in all these gaps. Okay, what do you guys think of this? I actually quite like it. I think something that can help a lot is if we just change some of the colors to make some look a bit more burnt, and as if if they were like actually burnt from the sun. You know, we can make some wine. I quite like it. Definitely the colors help a ton. The funny thing is, nobody's even going to be able to see this when they're riding the ride. We can just copy this to the other side and we should be fine. And there we go. It isn't exactly the same. So as you can see here, we're going to have to fill up some spots. If you give me 5 seconds, this can hopefully look a bit less of a mess. Nearly forgot to record again, but here we are. I'm thinking this is looking a lot better than it just did a second ago. Definitely a few bits here and there which need to fix in, but that's fine. Also, we're in a bit of a sticky situation with this. Not sure what we should do about that. Maybe we just bring this forward a bit. I think that's the only thing we can really do, but at the same time, we get less of the splashdown. You know, I don't know. Either we just have this going straight and then into brakes and then just turning, I guess. We can do that. So if we just bring this into brakes like that. All right, there we go. I think that looks a lot better. And let's just give it a quick old test ride. Oh, the fossil. I love the fossil. Oh, we got to whack our head. Oh, that's a close one. Shame that you don't get to see as much of the fossil as you do if you're just walking around. Oh, yep, that's cool. Going through the ribcage, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah. Oh, that wall right there as well that we just added today completes it so much. Oh, and the canyon. Oh, my. This is going to look sick. Oh, wait, I just didn't test the part that I needed to test. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We go straight back to the station. Oh, that's fine. There we go. This is starting to be... Oh, when you go through this and enter to here, it's just so good. This part right here is like as if you're continuing through the mine, not as if you just came out like it was. Every time I add something new, I'm just like, is that work? Does that work? But then after I add it, it just fits in so well. And then I'm like, yes, I love it. We just covered up that section right there. Now we need to add a bit more detail to this canyon because it's looking a bit bare bones if you ask me. I think what I should do now, get painting. I could do like a bit right here. It might be a bit burned, maybe just a splodge right there as well. Maybe a streak like this that's going down just to add some variation within the wall so it doesn't all look the same, because if it all looks the same then it all looks the same and that's weird. We can't be having that. I don't know if this will ruin it or not. We'll see. Let me know down below what you think. Well, I think we should add some of these to sort of differentiate, I suppose, or just add some variation, I guess, to the canyon so it doesn't all look the slopey same. But at the same time, you might make you feel a bit claustrophobic, so I wouldn't want that. Hey, if you're down here, what does this look like? Oh, it's not too bad, actually. I quite like it. Let's just finish off painting the tops of these. This is looking so sick. We need to add some scenery. I'm so glad we finally now have an actual, what, I don't know what this is called. I keep calling it the stereotypical canyon terrain. But I'm so glad we have it. I wasn't sure how this was going to look, but I think it looks really sick. But now comes the much more trickier part, I think. We got to fill up all of these gaps right here with terrain so that we don't have these gaping holes in the floor. I think I'm just going to do this corner right here and this one right here. So with all that said, shall we head into a time lapse? Let's get it. Oh my, you gotta be joking. I've had this, you see this little tiny bar? Bro, I've had this. If you don't know what this is, it is, right you can see there is my Spotify. I kept that on. I was literally just live streaming yesterday, so I had this on. Oh my days. I forgot to turn that off. Sorry guys if that was bugging you.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the taste of where you go. I follow. We're not giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. We're not giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and
And a few minutes later, this is where we're at. I have just noticed that there is a hole here. So let me fix that up real quick. Alright, there we go. This is what I meant. Filling up all the holes, connecting up all the terrain, and it is slowly coming together really nicely. I do really quickly just want to paint like a splodge up here. You may have noticed I haven't done up there, and that's because I'm not sure how this will look yet. I'll do that when I'm actually building like the entrance and stuff like that. And I think with that done, I'm going to call it for today's episode. I also need to have some help with this. What in the world do we put here? But I guess we do that when we do the queue and the station decorations. Bro, I have no idea how any of this is going to look, but I'm sure it will look pretty freaking sick. And also, we're going to need to build supports. Oh, man. But that's for a later day. If you have any ideas for what we can add in this area, make sure to comment down below. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and see you! Welcome to episode 7 of the Dream Park series. In the last episode, if you didn't catch it, we added your ideas into the park. The big one being this massive canyon right here, which I really do love. Now, before I get into what we're going to do in today's episode, I was thinking how all of this area would look, and then I just couldn't help myself but think about the rest of the park. Now, this right right here is, like I said in the first episode, you know, that like just random stage, so that the theme park can make, you know, the little bit of the cash money. And now the reason I'm talking about this is I know in the last episode, I said this in the previous episode, he suggested that maybe build an old Western style saloon and have members be in there. Void has fixed the member problem. Or I guess the problem that we have nowhere to put the members, right? So if you want to become a member, the link is in the description down below. Do go check it out. And, well, now I've changed my mind. Although, don't get me wrong, that is a great idea. I got another comment, which I really do like. And it's for members to be in this crowd, which I think just makes a whole bunch more sense because it's not just in one theme. It's in sort of the center of the park with no real theme. Everybody will walk around here sort of thing. And I don't know, I just really like the idea that members will be sitting in these chairs. I've also noticed right here, I've boxed out this area, which is sort of overlapping with this wooden coaster, and that is because I think we got to get rid of the wooden coaster. If we just go in free cam and if we go all the way up, give me a second, you'll see the wooden coaster takes up so much space. So much space. Look at all the space we have around it that isn't even using. It takes up half the park. And now if you look at this is a plan that I made for all the different areas we could have in this park. We got this one, which will be the Doctor Who area, which you'll actually be able to walk around in. We got this square right here, which will be one of the smaller areas. As I was on the theme park Tycoon 2 workshop, and I saw this ready to go mine train, and it just sort of inspired me. Look how much they've done in this really small space. And I was like, we need a ride like that. We need a really small ride that is probably like a aimed at families, you know, it's a family ride. I think that's what they're called. And I feel like this spot right here is perfect for it. If you go back to the picture, we can fit 4 different rides in the space that the wooden coaster's taken up 1. So I think it'll be way better for us if we just get rid of the coaster. We've got 3 big areas, this one right here, this one which we've already built, and this one right here. And then we have 2 medium-sized areas right here, and then a smaller one, which will be the family ride. And I love this layout so much. I really hope we can do the 3 big ones and 2 mediums and 1 small. I feel like that would just look so good if we can do that. Let me know what you think of this plan, but I think this would look so sick. So I think it's time to delete it. Now don't worry, I have saved the entire coaster as a blueprint if I ever for some reason want this, or maybe even upload it to the workshop to see what you guys could have done if you decorated this. I'm so sorry. It's goodbye. Oh my days, it's gone. Now just got to get rid of all of these. This will hopefully bring down the MB limit significantly because we were on like 0.9. Let's actually have a look at what the MB limit is. Oh my days, this looks so different. Oh my days. It is a 0.95 out of 4.25. If we hit 4.25 and we can't build anymore, oh, that sucks. Why can't Dennis increase this? I know he has done it before, so it is possible, but why can't this be like an 8? Then we should be fine because I really want to finish this. One area costed 1 megabyte basically, and it's not even done. Also, as we're loading up the park right now, I put out a community post literally as I'm recording this, asking you guys what we should call this coaster, because I actually suck with names. And already, as soon as I posted that, we got this really sick name, which I really like a lot, which comes from Theme Park Escape. And they said we should call the ride Wasteland or Fossil Falls. Now, I really like both of those names. I think Fossil Falls would make more sense if there was a lot more water, but there's only about 2 splodges of water. I really like Wasteland, because if we had a few more fossils here and there, especially another one filling up that area right there, Wasteland, as I can imagine it on a sign, and like on the entrance, oh, that'd be so cool. Let me know what you think of the name Wasteland below. If you guys think you have any better names, make sure to comment down below, and they may just become the name of this ride. But anyway, on to what we're going to do for today's episode, and I think to start it off, we need to fill up some of these gaps. There's a lot of gappage going on, and it still feels, I mean, it's not done, obviously, but it still feels unfinished. But look, we got a gap right here, we got a gap over there, and we got this really awful what is this gap right here? Like, oh my days. I think the first thing we should do is right here, and I want to actually get rid of these rocks right here, which I didn't build myself. They were built by Has the MC man. I got them off the workshop. Don't get me wrong, they look really good, but I really want to build something here, and I think we can do something which should match the rest of this ride right here a lot better. Now, it's not going to be anything revolutionary. All I want to do is just make this terrain slope down, make a sort of a border along here, if that makes sense. I don't know, but let's just cook. But if I just build something like this, I know it's going over the edge, but we'll fix that. It's just a little sign. It's not supposed to be anything insane. I feel like this will just fit a lot better than these rocks. All I just got to do is refine this and make sure there's no holes. Also, I have no idea what to do at this point because we're sort of in another sticky situation. Because look at this, the world border's right here, and the game hates when you place anything near the world border. Hopefully we should be fine, maybe. I have no idea. But there we go. That looks a lot better. All right, now what I want to do is just add these little blocks at the bottom so it doesn't look like it's showing into the ground and ending, I guess. That looks a lot more natural with these blocks. I hope. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, I still don't know what to do here. This is a weird one. Maybe we could just do something like this. It definitely gets the job done. Or we can have it as like a grey metal, so it looks a lot more theme parky, because you know how you have like theme parks has those facades. This could be one of them. We might change this in the future, obviously, but for now at least I think it's quite good. All right, there we go. I think that should do it quite nicely. I just extended the ones that were already there out to this wall, and now it just looks like it's a facade. All right, now that done, we just gotta do it on the other side, which is gonna be great. So yeah, I'll see you in a second when I've done this side. And a few minutes later, this is where we're at, and I really love this. I like it, and it actually feels a lot more finished than it did before. Now we've got to finally do this bit right here, which I'm still not entirely sure what we should do yet. I don't think it needs to be anything too advanced, and I don't think it should be anything too simple. It's just got to be just right. I think I got a comment, I can't remember who it's by, but I'll put it on screen right now. And they basically said that we can, I think if I'm reading it right, they basically said do one side as a tower and the other as a pile of rocks, or just do the entire thing as a pile of rocks as like an arch. And now I'm not sure how I feel about actually having an arch. I quite like, if we go down here, you can actually see the fossil. You get a really cool shot of the fossil, and if we put something right here, it'll block it. So I think what I might just do is just cover this up with rocks. Yeah, it might not be the most advanced thing, but I think it will look really nice in the end. Hopefully, at least. Even more rocks. Look at the amount of rocks we've already placed. So I think all we need to do is just grab this, shrink it down just a tiny bit, and just start placing it as a sort of pillar. Hopefully you can see what I mean. I think something like this does the job really nicely. It's not a massive arch, it's not actually anything massive at all, but it just stops this from abruptly ending and somewhat transitions it into the terrain quite nicely. So I'm just going to finish this off right now and do it on this other side. Alright, there we go. I've done this side now, and I've also done a little bit of painting just to make some bits look a bit more burnt than others, which I think adds so much to it whenever I do that. I actually really like this. Pretty simple, but it gets the job done. And yeah, I just love when you're down here and you can just see the fossil from up there, and that would literally only block the fossil. Like, look, if I don't even like point my eye at it, look at that. Oh wait, no, you guys can't even see my face cam. Okay, let's point it like that. There we go. It would just you couldn't see it, you know? And now the next thing that I want to do is actually fill up more holes. I think today is literally just going to be terrain placing, rock building. Yay! I'm turning into Benny by the second! Sorry. Yeah, we're going to be placing a lot more rocks now. We're going to do this entire patch right here. Everything under here as well, leading all the way over to here. And I don't know what we should do on this side. Not entirely sure. I think first thing that comes to mind are just, you know, hills. So obscure. I don't know. Block the view of right here. I think that's what we need to do. And then we'll obviously continue the bridge underneath it. But before we do that, we gotta place more rocks. So yeah, let's head into a time lapse. Let's get it.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as you're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving to taste that. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase.
And a lot of rocks later, this is how it's looking. What do you think? I really like how it's all coming together. And I tried to do right here what I mentioned, I think, in the last episode. Like, it went from this sort of style terrain to the stereotypical canyon slopes terrain. I hope that this comes across as it. But let me know what you think. Now, let's take the risk and see if we can plonk any more of these around. I highly doubt it because they are a lot of items. Oh, we can place one right there. Nice. There we go. I think just a few more around like that should do quite nicely. And now we obviously got to add some scenery. Also, if you're wondering why there's a tunnel here, I don't know if I mentioned it or not in a previous episode, but I built it, and well, it's here now. Alright, there we go. That's all the scenery done. Now, there's a massive patch here, and sort of here, that doesn't have any scenery. And that's because I'm thinking of adding more fossils. I wanted this part of the ride right here, where you'd be weaving in and out of stuff. I wasn't sure what that stuff would be. But I think if we want to add more fossils, this would be the perfect spot for it. And it would just help the name out, Wasteland, a lot better. As in, it will make a lot lot more sense for it to be called Wasteland if there was more, even more fossils. I really love the name Wasteland, man. I guess let's actually officially call this Wasteland. Once again, if you guys have a better name, comment down below. But I actually really like Wasteland. Probably the best coaster name ever. I mean, on our channel. Before we get to building more fossils, we gotta finish the bridge. Once we add the supports under that bridge, that is this wooden bridge basically done. We're not gonna add any railings because I don't think wooden bridges actually have railings, because then, you know, they didn't really care at all for safety back in the day. But all we need to do is just copy and paste this a bunch of times and we should be fine. And there we go. That is the wooden bridge finally completed. And may I say, once again, I love how this looks. This is probably the best area of a theme park I've ever built. Yeah, now with the bridge done, we can start building, once again, some fossils. Now, I don't want to build another rib cage or an entire creature, because that would be too much. And I think it would look a bit repetitive. But what I think we could do is build like 2 different segments of the same creature, I think. Maybe. So it's not just one whole one. It's like half of it here and half of it there. Maybe. Really? Yeah? I feel like that's a cool idea. But the question is, what creature? Now, I suppose to help with like the lore, it should be an aquatic creature. As if this place once used to be a massive ocean. So, I guess what aquatic creature could we build? I guess, should we? Or could we build like a kraken, maybe? Like, I love the kraken. But I think, you know, in games in like the Sea of Thieves and stuff, and like Pirates of the Caribbean, the kraken's so cool. Could I build a kraken fossil? I don't know how that would look like, because there isn't such thing as a kraken fossil. Do they even have bones? We're gonna go with that they don't, but they will anyway, because then we can actually build a fossil. I'm just thinking we have oh no. Okay. Oh, do we go big or go home? I mean, we go big. You guys are gonna love this. What if we have the main body of the kraken halfway in this wall? Like it's being, what's it called? As if the wall was being eroded and it's slowly being exposed. And then we just have the tentacles coming out from it, or maybe one that's separated and they're going either over or under the coaster, you know? I love this idea and I hope you guys will love how it turns out. So let's get cracking on it. I mean, let's get cracking on it. I'll put a picture on screen right now, or what one looks like if you don't know. But it's got a massive forehead, so let's begin with that. And I think what we could do is build it maybe here and just use spheres, because hopefully that won't use as much of the item limit as using cylinders for literally everything did for the Leviathan, which is what I'm calling it. Let's use the exact same texture and color. Alright, that's the forehead done. Now it comes in quite a lot like this, and we're only needing to build half of it, which is lovely. I mean, it's a fossil, right? So its eyes would actually, let's see, if we use cylinders, hopefully make an eye socket. There we go. Now we can just copy and paste this, maybe make it a bit larger. And now we just need to copy and paste this on the other side. Does that look silly or what? And now we're just gonna build a bit that connects to the tentacles. Alright, let's build the tentacles, because hopefully when we build that, it will bring it together and it will look alright. Hopefully. So how I'm just gonna do this is literally just by using cylinders, then go over tracks. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll see you in a second when I've done that. And I think this is looking really sick. I think once the third tentacle's in, you'll definitely be able to tell what it is. Got this tentacle going down into the ground, then popping out a bit, once again, like it's being exposed due to erosion. Let's actually see what it looks like if we add some of this rock rough texture. Oh yeah, that makes it so much better as well. I don't know, just by doing a little bit of this adds a lot more wear and tear and age to the fossil. Alright, I was getting very much into the groove of it, so I'm gonna get back into it. And I think with that last tentacle done, this is now looking really sick. I think that is the kraken fossil done. This definitely adds to, oh my, this is so cool. Definitely helps the name Wasteland out. Also fills up this area very nicely. I think the coaster's actually right here, so we can actually see it go through it. Oh, yep, it's here. Under the ribcage and right under this tentacle, and then under this one and straight into the mine shaft looking area. I'm not entirely sure if we'll keep this a mine shaft, but I think we will. I think we will. There we go. Just by adding those two, I think it looks way better now. This is so cool. I just say how much I love building in here. Now, there is one more place that I think would be perfect for a fossil, and it is just right here. I don't know what fossil just at the moment. I don't know how it will look, but I think one right here, like a massive one, maybe even bigger than the two that we just made. I'm not sure, probably not. Maybe we could have it with its head hanging over the edge. I don't know. I think a fossil right here would look quite nice, but the question is, what fossil do I build? Built the kraken, so that's out the question. And also, if you are enjoying this video, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, and when I get to 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a 20 24-hour stream. So make sure you don't miss it. Not every day that I do one of those. Alright, now that I'm thinking what we should do is work on this area right here. Now, I think I did mention that I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do here. But it's come to my attention that you don't actually ever see this while you're on the ride. When you're riding the roller coaster, you'll only see it from like down here. There's no real point of adding any detail here. So I think we just finish it off with some more of these sort of canyon walls. We can go from the slope right here, we can slope it, and then we can do the overhang ones all the way over here, then maybe back to the slope. So it's time to head into... Should we do another time lapse? Yeah, you guys don't want to be seeing me play some rocks. There's a lot of rock placing going on today. But it's got to be done. I did think that building some buildings over here would be cool, but once again, you wouldn't see it at all. I think the building should be saved for over here, alongside the pathway. With all that said, let's head into a time lapse and place even more rocks. Alright, finally, we are done with the rocks. We are done with the terrain. For now, at least. Because we've still got that area over there. And that entire... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. But I think this is looking really cool right now. We finished up the wooden bridge. We added this massive piece of terrain right here. We added some more rocks. Filled up all of these, like, little gaps that used to be here with more rocks. I built a massive fossil. Which, let me know what you think of it down in the comments down below. I know Krakens don't really have bones, I think. I can't just have nothing there and call it, oh, yeah, that's a Kraken. You just can't see it because it doesn't have bones. So let's just say in this world it has bones. And also let me know what you think, what fossil could go right here, what creature that is. And once again, thank you to Theme Park Escape for naming the coaster Wasteland. Really cool name. And we also did this, nearly forgot about it, we also did this. We've done a lot in today's episode, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe and yeah. See you! Welcome to episode 8 of the Dream Park series. If you didn't catch it in the last episode, we have basically finished off this section of this western style area and added a massive Kraken fossil, which I think looks really cool. And also finished off a few things like, there was a hole right here, there was a massive hole right there. I covered it up now with a metal wall to make it look like a facade. This thing right here, whatever you would want to call that, just to make it look a bit more finished. And we also finally gave our coaster a name, which if you don't know, it is now called Wasteland. Which I just really love that name. And we did a whole bunch more stuff in that episode, but today's episode, we are going to be building up this section right here. Hopefully finishing this section. Literally all this green right here. But before I get into that, I've updated and changed a few things in the Dream Park. And I think the first thing that you will see is this. There used to be a dino mascot, but you know, nobody really liked that.
You want to... I'm gonna say the question that's, I think's on everyone else's mind. What the hell is that? Is that a broccoli? I'm gonna make it better. It's a mass... Oh, you don't need to calm down. Calm down. Getting very defensive. See? Rights, dude. I need my rights. Where's my rights? Give me my rights. I can't place it down without any rights. I don't have palms. You're kidding me. Over the budget.
I almost got Matt's statue, but then I accidentally deleted it. But we don't talk about that. Nobody tell him, please. And then we just replaced the mascot that was here with a duck, because, you know, it's a classic duck, And then not only that, I got rid of a whole bunch of guests that were right here. I just thought I'd get rid of them to reduce lag, because you can see right over there, there's a massive crowd of statues. But they're all grey. They're all grey. But when you get closer to them, they all, like, go to their proper avatar, which is kind of laggy. So I just want to reduce the amount of statues that there are. But actually, talking about this crowd right here, we're now starting to fill up this crowd with members, so shout out to these people right here. If you are a member and have me friended, make sure to just join my game whenever you feel like it. And I'll load up the Dream Park for you, and you can choose any statue of me right here to replace. Talking about the members, though, literally yesterday at the time of recording, we had an insane stream. I went live touring your parks, and it was one of the most insane streams ever. My goal for this year was to hit 100 people watching me live, and we smashed that. We absolutely smashed that. With 111 people watching, it was insane. And it didn't stream, instead it started a brand new stream, and I don't know, but we're here now. We're here now, and we're live, I think. Are we live? Woo! We have 62 people watching. Oh my days. 104! We hit it! What the... Let's go get some beans in the chat. We hit 100 viewers. That's the first time that's ever happened. Thank you all so much for being here. That's insane. We need some... Let's go. Thank you guys so much. What the? That's insane. Guys, take some screenshots right now. Take them, take them, take them, take them, and take them. Thank you so much for being here. This is... I don't have any celebrate. I thought like... I don't got any of the celebrate like... Yay! So many people being so generous. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. Thank you. It was an absolute blast. I think we have like 50 members now. So hopefully this will be enough. But yeah, if you wanted to check out that stream, I'll leave it in the link in the description. But let's get into what we're going to do in today's episode. Like I mentioned, I want to start building right here. And I've actually drawn another little plan right here. This is my plan. Do you understand it? I do, but if you don't, let me explain real quick. So, this path right here to be surrounded by buildings, Western style buildings. We've got one right there, which I think will be a saloon, or just a Western building. You don't even have to need to go into it. There's going to be a sign right here with the area I guess we'll just Wasteland or something, you know, the roller coaster ride name. We got right here is going to be a windmill. I'll get onto that in a second. And then right here we just got another fossil, and then the rest will just be covered over in terrain and whatnot. But anyway, talking about that windmill, if we head over to my blueprint right here, I think it's under the wild mouse. Yes, it is. Look at this. This is what I'm going to be using in today's video. I just place it down right there. I just finished building this Western prop pack, or just a Western asset pack, I guess. Look, there's even horses. We got one with a saddle, one without a saddle. This was really tricky to build, but I think it turned out quite good. I really like the horse with a saddle. And then right here, we got the rib cage that I actually have in my dream park right over there. This is the exact same one. We got cactuses right here. Even one with a little bit of the pink purple, which I think was a bit risky, but I love how it looks. And we got like a well, a bucket, a couple of crates, barrel, a bag of sand or something. And then probably the big one right here is the windmill, which is the windmill that we're gonna add right there. It's already built. Now, this will hopefully, by the time this video comes out, this is hopefully on the workshop. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'll leave it in the link in the description so you guys can use it. But I thought I'd build this blueprint so it'd be a lot easier for me to decorate the Western area just a bit more. And also so you guys can actually use some of the decorations that I'm going to be using in my dream park. Let me know what you think of this down below. The first thing that we need to build is the terrain. And, well, I mean, that's pretty boring, so let's just do this. 3, 2, 1, boom! And here we are, this is how it's looking. Nothing crazy, it's just the terrain right now. But I think for a start, this is looking pretty cool. I also just expanded this, like, rock border that I was building in the last episode all the way around here. So it just looked a bit more rough and more natural. But anyway, we gotta make it our dream right here. Get what I'm saying? Dream park, dream here, into life. And I think we're gonna start off with the crane and the rib, because we literally have those in this blueprint right here. So all we need to do is just copy this. I mean, in the picture is literally right here, but I think I might move it over just to here. Maybe something like that. And can we just take a second to appreciate how the windmill looks? I love how it looks. I try to make some bits look, you know, more aged than others just by using, I think this is, what texture? Is this a sandstone texture or is this like mud? Yeah, sandstone. And doing that next to the metal pieces just makes it look a lot more used and rough. We also got some corroded metal right here. I just think it really fits it. Okay. I really love how that looks. And it also gives you something to look at from this angle, which hopefully soon at any angle you look at, this part will look really cool. But anyway, now for the ribcage, and I think we're just gonna yoink this again. Does that work? I think it does. Yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. Do you know what? Should we actually add a horse in? I mean, we might as well. Why not? Okay. The horse looks pretty cool in its environment. And now if we bring out our dream image right here, you can see that there's a sign right here, and I want to build that. I think the sign could actually go really well if it was on some, like these rock pillars right here, because this is a very sloped terrain. But I think if it was on top of there, you can see what. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. I don't know what just happened, but basically, if we whack out a sign on these two rocks right here, it should look quite nice. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe something like this, actually. It's a bit blurry. Something like that could look quite nice, actually. I think I might do that. So if this is the support for the sign right here, then it's literally just hanging on by a thread. Or, well, a chain. But thread sounds cooler. I don't know what the freak just happened here. And then it's even got a little bit down here, which I want to add. Oh, that looks really cool. And we got a member right here who wants a statue. Come on over. There we go. Task is now in the dream park. Alright, now back to what we were doing. Now we just gotta add in the colors like that. And in the lamp, I actually use like these rope pieces right here to sort of act like rope. Let's add them in. Now we're just gonna paint this sign. I think for this, we won't use change. We might just use the rope. Makes more sense, doesn't it? That looks really cool. I add a little bit of decoration or just difference in shape. I don't know what you call this. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what it would have on this bottom sign, but it's there in the reference image, so I'm adding it. It looks cool. Oh, 1000% yes. That looks really cool. Alright, and I guess we actually need to make a ride logo, which I've never actually done before. I've made park logos, but not ride logos. So this is going to be interesting. So let's hop into Photoshop now and cook one up. Alright, so now we're in Photoshop, and I have no idea how this is gonna look, but I guess let's just start off with the word wasteland, like so. And do we have a font that could fit it quite nicely? Let's see here. Oh, what about this one? What about that one? I like that one. I feel like this is a very Wild Westy looking font. That's a nice one. And I think what we can do is just give it a little arch, little arch like that. Like these sort of fossils will look quite nicely on it. I'm gonna have a bit of a play around and see how this looks. I'll be back to you in a second. Alright, it's taking me so long to do this. I'm not really a graphic designer. This is what it looks like without, this is what it looks like with. This is the color of the background that it'll be on. I tried to go for like a classic Western logo, but I don't know. Does it look better without the background? I don't know. I think we'll try it without the background for now. Let's get it into Roblox. Well, it's a bit big, but not gonna lie, pretty simple, but it gets the job done. It is a bit dark, I will say that. So I might have to brighten it up a bit. I know it's not the best. I'm no Benny's movie park, alright? So I think for me, this is pretty good. Yeah, I think the only thing is I might have to brighten it up a bit. Not sure really what to put on this bottom sign, but yeah. Moving on from this sign, we actually need to build the building that I want to build right here. Which I think, I don't know, first thing that comes to mind is a saloon. You know, the idea that Void had. That was a really cool idea, but all the members are now going to go all the way over here. But I still think building some sort of building, doesn't have to be a saloon, but I think just some sort of Wild West building here would look quite nice. Now, I do actually have an idea for a Wild West building in mind. Just have to get up so I can actually see it. Something like this. Something like this or that. The massive porch and the massive wall with a triangle roof behind it. I think I might try and build this actually. I suppose we can just start right there. We obviously want the floor to be made out of wooden planks. And now let's quickly make the walls. Okay, we've got the shape going on. And now we just need the triangle part. I don't think anyone's going to be able to walk in this. I'm not going to bother putting an interior in. That's not just an excuse for me not to build an interior. Nobody's want to go inside anyway. I really do like the colors of this. So I'm going to try and replicate these colors. See how it looks. Like I said, I would like this wall right here to be higher than this roof. I don't know why they did that back then, but it's a thing. We don't need to question it. And now the shape is coming along quite nicely. I think seeing as we're not going to add an interior, we should be fine with the item limit. Just to make a cool little detail like this, where we have these angled pieces of planks going along the wall right here, just to give this wall a little bit more depth. I don't know how I'm feeling about the colors right now, but I think once we have everything else done, it should all match quite nicely. Now, I've been building a lot of organic and natural stuff lately. This is a bit of a change for me. This is more of building like a structure, because I mean, it is a structure. But actually, now that we're like slowly adding details and whatnot, it's not looking too bad. Especially when you're looking at it from down here. Look at that. I really do love like Western style builds. It's just, never really built one before, to be real. Maybe make the saloon a restaurant, like a food stall. Ooh, that's a cool idea. The only thing I have is just look at this. I feel like I would have to build a lot closer to the ground. I think I might just save that for another day. We could always change it into a food stall. I really like the idea of having like a Western style restaurant. Yeah, I don't think I'll do this one as a restaurant, but definitely another one. Yeah. Alright, I do think I will add a few steps, literally just in this gap right here, but they're not actually going to be, you know, no one's actually going to be used there. And for some reason, in the reference image, it's green. The roof's green. Why is the roof green? I don't know what it is, so I'm now changing it to green. Add a little sign right here saying saloon. Alright, I think what I can do is actually if we just go on the theme park Tycoon 2 workshop right here, and then if we go think letter kit, and that's not how you spell letter. There we go. It's by Paviso, and this is like the best letter kit in all of theme park Tycoon 2. So all I'm gonna do is yoink this RD, and here we go. We got a massive letter kit, and what we can do with this, actually use it for the letters of the saloon. Sa, lu, look. There's too many items with the double O. Bro, maybe we can, hopefully we're able to still use it up there. I don't know. We'll have it like it's fallen off or something. I don't know. Bro, what the hell? This person just put baby shark. Ban this guy right now. There we go. And it works. No item limit. Let's go. I think I will actually change the letters to a black color. Just because I feel like it will look a lot better than white. Oh, torch. I do agree with Leon. It does look a bit far down. I think I might just have it fully fallen. Maybe like on the floor here. So let's quickly just do that. There we go. I feel like that actually does look a lot better with that just little dot there. Definitely looks like it's just fallen down. Leon just said maybe put the O on some sort of barrel. I like that idea. I think I'll do that. Once again, if you guys want to use this barrel and anything else in that blueprint pack, not that letter pack, then go check it out. Link in the description. There we go. I actually really like the barrels, bro. I think I'm actually going to place a chair up here because why not? Let's actually place it down here on the first floor. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if doors would actually look like this back in whenever the Western times were, but I think that is a pretty good door. Can we actually add some of these, maybe? Maybe actually just one on the rocks? This is just some of the lampposts which are a part of the Western pack, and it's weird because these two are the exact same color. And there's also, in the reference image, I don't want to miss this out, there's also a staircase going up along the side. Literally just like this. And I mean, don't tell anyone how small this door is compared to this massive door. Well, I don't think anyone will notice. Hopefully. Oh, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the green roof. It looks too out of place. Maybe the brown? The brown definitely, yeah, the brown's a lot better. Now, like I've been mentioning in previous episodes, there'll be a bunch of these buildings, maybe at different heights, maybe one here, one right there, one over here, and they'll hopefully look like an actual Western town going on. That's the plan at the moment, at least. I'll just keep on looking at the reference image, seeing if there's anything else I need to add, and I think there's one more thing, and that is windows. Okay, I feel like this is pretty basic, but it does look pretty cool. Maybe I might actually have that one a bit higher up and tilted, just for the asymmetry, yes. I'm also going to add a door up here to finish it off. I think that is basically everything for this saloon. Let's take a better look at it like this. What do you think? I think it's turned out pretty freaking sick. When I was building it, I was like, does that look good? But I think the final product looks really, really cool. Alright, with all that done, I think this is where we're going to leave it for today's video. Sorry if it's a shorter one. I'm not really sure if it is or isn't yet. But building this whole blueprint pack took me ages. And, see ya! Welcome to episode 9, yes, of the Dream Park series. Nearly forgot what episode it was then. Today, we might be doing one of the hardest things I've ever done in this game. Before I get onto that, this is what we did in the last episode. Off camera, I built this entire pack right here, which if you want, I'll leave it in the description down below. I mean, it's even got some interesting looking horses, but they're horses. We also built this lovely saloon, which I absolutely love. And this sign, which I don't know what you guys think about it, because I haven't uploaded that video at the time of recording, but I think it's alright. I might change it. I think I will change it later on. Actually, moving on to what we're going to do in today's episode, I thought we'd mix it up a bit and have a little break from working on the Western area, because I think since like episode 2, we've been working primarily on the Western area, or the Wasteland, sorry. So I thought just to mix it up a bit, we'd actually work on this stage right here, which if you don't know what this is the exact same stage that I used in my Theme Park Tycoon 2 talent show video, but we just upgraded it a bit. And actually, I went live the other day, I think yesterday at the time of recording, and we built these lovely drum kits and guitars right here, just to add a little bit to this stage right here, so it's not just an empty stage. I think I might change the color blue, because that is a very, very bright blue. I think I might change it to the same color as, oh, maybe this. I love this color. Let's see how this looks. I mean, this is not, I like it on the drum kit. The guitars look a bit odd though, I won't lie. I think I might have a play around that. But if you don't know, the stage is also the place where if you're a member, you can have your statue right here. We've been slowly filling up all the chairs, so shout out to these guys once again right here. But on to what I actually want to do in today's episode. Like I mentioned, this is going to be probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in this game. And it involves fireworks. Right here, these are lovely things which I've never worked with fireworks, never worked properly with sequences before. So this is going to be a lovely learning process. Because, yep, I want to build a fireworks show and actually sync it to music, which is going to be really hard because I can't put the music in the game and then like put the fireworks on top of the music. I have to do the music outside the game, so on a different like software, so that's great. But I've spent most of this morning trying to actually pick out a song that isn't too well, I tried to pick a song that wasn't too difficult because this is my first ever time doing this. I tried to pick out a song that wasn't too difficult, wasn't too long, and wasn't too fast, and I think I've done the complete opposite of them. I'm going to be doing this in Premiere Pro, which is what I use to edit my videos, because I can zoom in right here and I can actually see all the individual beats. But let's have a quick old listen to the bit of the song. You get the point. It's very upbeat. It's pretty long, and it sounds pretty complicated. So that's fantastic. But I really like this song. This is a song that I'm like starting to use now in my time lapses, and I just really like it. If we go deeper in the song here. Oh, I broke my hip! Oh, my hip! Oh, jeez! Not doing that again, bro. Oh, ow! I got a cramp in my leg. Oh, could actually stand up. Oh, jeez. Oh, why'd that affect my leg out of everything? Why'd that affect my leg? Oh, ow! Jeez. Yeah, turn that off. Oh, God. Right. Lesson learned, not to do that again. That's how the song sounds, and it's around 2 minutes long. So you can see up to here. That's when it fades out. I don't know if... why not? Let's do the full 2 minutes, I guess. Maybe I might change my mind on that later. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. If you don't know what this song is, this is called Free Tonight by Exact. That's how you say their name. And I'm not going to lie, I just really like this song. I'd listen to this off camera, you know. Okay, let's not get into it or else we're gonna fall off my chair like last time, so let's not do that. But actually, this is a pretty funny thing. If we just make it so that it's 50% speed, doesn't this sound so dystopian? It's like the end credits, bro. What is this? Bro realizes he's in a simulation. I hope you like it. I've spent literally the entire morning, and it's literally 12 o'clock, trying to find a good song. And this is, I think this is the best one I could find. Now, back in the game here, let's actually quickly turn it to night, I think, just by doing that. I never turn it to night for videos because it just looks really bad on YouTube. But I need to turn it to night because we're working with fireworks, and let's actually show you what each firework looks like. I think there's 7. Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's look at this one right here. Okay, pretty cool, just ball of fireworkness. And we have this one, which is a disc. And then I'm trying to learn all of these, so I think this one's a trailing sphere. That's what it's called. Pretty cool. And then we got this one, which is like, that's a really cool one. And we have this one as well, which sort of just expands. Oh, I really like that one as well. Then we have this one. I don't think I skipped any. That's just a sort of flare, which we're going to be using a lot, I think. Now, for each one, if we just select one right here, we can change the color of the fireworks. But right here is where it gets juicy, you see. We can control the different powers it has. So if I just change this to 25%, you can see here, it just goes out a tiny bit. But then the secondary power, I have no idea what that is. Like, that might be the ball power. Let's see. Yo, yes it is. Yeah, I have no idea where to start. All I know is that we're going to need a sequencer. I don't know what a sequencer is. It's basically like the coding behind it. And I also want to grab a proximity sensor. Let's just place it on top. Why not? Actually, let's not. Let's place it maybe just right here. So if we just click it right here, you can see there's a massive box. And I might need to change this, like to flip it like that. There we go. So if we expand this box, okay, and then expand it more, then expand it even more, there we go. It perfectly covers it. Let's just get it a bit more closer right here. So something like this, maybe pull it in a bit more like that. So this basically means whenever someone walks in this invisible green box, it will activate the sensor. So I've never really used this before because I never have needed to use this. So triggers when player enters an area. Let's add it to the sequencer. So there we go. Quickly add the sequencer to the firework. There we go. If we walk into this area right here, there we go. It sets off the firework. Never done that before, bro. I am going to listen to it at 50% speed just to help me out, because I did not know that this was a 3-beat. Listen. Dun dun dun. So how could we do this? We could have it so it goes dun 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 with the red flares. Why not? I'm actually going to add a button instead of a sensor right now, just so it's easier for me to sync it up. Dun dun dun. Is that a dun 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 moment? I don't know if it's a dun 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 moment. Bum. Now we just got to add it on the other side as well, so we can get that dual dun dun dun. How the freak do people sing this up? I'm pressing on a separate software, man. Oh, no way. There's frames in this? Okay, that's pretty cool. So that helps me out a lot if there actually is a frame. So it's on the 6th frame. It's the second one. Okay, then that's going to be a lot easier leadness stuff. I'm hoping this is frames and I'm not just reading this wrong. I better not get about 50 trillion comments saying, that's not actually frames. That's milliseconds. If anyone says that in the comments, I won't be having it. I'm hoping it'll be synced up. If it ain't, then I'm going to cry. I'm actually going to have a big fat cry. I've spent half an hour on the first 12 frames. Wow. Okay, that's great. Wow. Wow. I saw synchronization at its peak. Okay, am I dumb or something? Why does the seconds look at this? If we just scroll along here, look at this little blue number. I'm pointing at my screen like I can see it, but look at this little number here. Why does it go from 24 to 1. Last time I checked, it should go to 60 to 1. Or is this like a 30 frame thing? I'm so confused right now.
I'm gonna show you guys the song. It is gonna play on my phone because I gotta play it at the exact same time as.
Is that how? Oh my days. Is that how he's doing it? Great, fantastic. I'm doing that. I'm yoinking that idea. If I get the Epidemic Sound app. So I think what he's saying is as soon as I press this, we should hear some synchronization. Oh, that's the. I can't press buttons correctly. 3, 2, 1. Is that synced up? I think it is. So now we just need to do the something like this. Then every hum is a different firework and it gets closer and closer. And that could just be playing throughout the song because I think this is like the melody. I'm saying terminology correct. Yeah, that's perfect. We could do and then Okay, I'll see you when I've done that, hopefully. POV me in 1 hour. Okay, you guys just missed it. Okay, what is this? Okay, let's do this again. 3, 2, 1. It's nearly perfectly timed. I just need to drag back that like last one just a tiny bit. This is giving me hope that I can actually do the full 2 minutes, even though this is literally just 1 second. Okay, never mind. My hopes are now crushed. That's perfect! That is perfect! If that was the entire song, I would be happy and the video would be over. But sadly, we got another 2 minutes to go. But now this part of the song just repeats. Let's have a quick listen to it. So I think the next part we need to do which is gonna be that's my best way of explaining it. I think a firework tutorial is sort of out of the question when that's how I explain things, you know. It's very technical terms right here. That's perfect, that's perfect. Thank you, Kizy. Listening to this on my phone, also look at lock screen reveal, no way, it's my cat. Listening to it on my phone and playing it as soon as I hit the button, that's genius. And I would have actually had a heart attack if I had to do it on Premiere Pro. But now we are actually cooking. We're cooking. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a bit more progress and I'll like half an hour and I'll see you then. I don't know where I'll be, maybe I've finished it. Yeah, that's a nice story. Okay, this is where we're at. It's about like 20 minutes later. And this is what it's looking like, it's really cool. Some of the timings still need to work, but it's done 8 seconds out of the 2-minute song, and it's looking really cool. I did think that there is a lot of flareness going on. I did say we would use a lot of flares, but not this much. And I think for the first few beats like this, if I just show you, we could actually have some fireworks there. So let's just see how this looks without, like, modifying it. Well, I mean, the fireworks takes a while to get up, so let's actually bring it down. Alright, I've adjusted it a bit. Let's see how this looks. No, that's not. Oh, that's a lot better. Yes, it's on beat as well, which is so cool. We're only like about 7 seconds through it, but I'm gonna try and get to the point where we're now into the main bit, which sounds like this. With the beats, so I shall see you in probably another hour for me. Yeah, another hour. Alright, I think I went a bit overboard because I think I finished the entire thing, but I won't show you just yet what it looks like because first, I mean, it's daytime and I'm really happy to see daytime. It's been nighttime for the entire day. I mean, like in real life day. But we're not 100% finished just yet because, I mean, we gotta cover up this ugly back. This is all the fireworks that were used in the fireworks show. First, I want to build a building right on top of it. I think we need speakers, lights, a building. So yeah, let's get cracking on it. I was thinking, like, I saw this image with a concert, but it had like a fancy design. It's not just, you know, a stage. It had this fancy design of, it was basically, it looked like a person on top of the stage, like grabbing at it, which was very cool. So I thought, why don't we do our own sort of version of that and have like a Notme egg there, sort of like we did in the center of the multi-park, if anyone remembers that. I think it does block up some of the fireworks. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna see what it actually looks like when it's playing, so give me a second. Okay, it does actually get blocked up. The show gets blocked up when it's going on right here, which kind of sucks because it does look really ugly when there's nothing here. Do I get rid of this or do I just keep it and like continue building on it? I don't think I'll build anything here. It was nice, the idea of the egghead statue. I think it would literally just block even more of the show, which kind of sucks, but yeah. I don't know how we could cover up the fireworks if we get rid of this massive building right here. Like, I was just imagining maybe just put a whole bunch of trusses behind this, but at the same time, I don't think that would look even, you know, any better. better than just the fireworks. The only thing I can think about if I do something like this, it's a bit of a weird thing. I don't really know what's going on. I don't have any better ideas rather than literally just showing off the fireworks, right? There's a lot of stuff happening right here, which is sort of key to make it feel like it's actually in sync with the song. So if you don't see that, then it just sort of ruins the entire show, which is kind of a shame because I spent a lot of time on this. So I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of fancy designs like that, which doesn't look too bad. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's something. I mean, yeah. Actually, why does that kind of look like half decent? Also, if you have a name suggestion for what we could call this stage right here, please do leave it down in the comments down below. I just keep referring it to the stage. I'm sure you guys can come up with some lovelier names than the stage. Right, so I'm just gonna leave it like this, and now all I'm gonna do is maybe add like a few details here and there, just some bits that jot out of the building, and then just change the color of them to like that, maybe, yeah? So I'll see you when I've done that. And I think something like this looks a bit more interesting than no detail at all. Now I think something that can be perfect for right here is a massive set of speakers. I'm actually gonna need to grab a picture of a set of speakers, and ooh, what the? Also, at the time of recording, my theme park Tycoon 2 workshop submissions, those being the Unit Tower, Japanese Asset Pack, and Choo Choo Charles, are all now up on the workshop for you guys to use. I'll leave the links to those in the description down below. Do go check them out. I spent a load of time on them, especially that Unit Tower, man. And also, it's my reaction to seeing them be uploaded to the workshop. I was live and I was showing off the theme park Tycoon 2 workshop, and I had no idea that they were uploaded, and then I saw them. You guys want to check it out? Oh! Yo! Sorry, okay, that was a bit of a reaction. Both of my assets, both of my assets were accepted, let's freaking go! Yeah, I think I made, like, the theme park Tycoon 2 workshop a bit too much. I wasn't too sure if this even looked like speakers, but I think they don't actually look half bad. And they'll just go like that, and then we might as well just add them to the other side, because, I mean, that would make sense. And that actually looks pretty sick. I wasn't entirely sure on those white, like, lines in the middle of that building, but I think with everything else, they look really cool. But let me know what you think. I actually love how all of this looks. And now it's finally time to show you guys how the fireworks show actually looks. So, any further ado, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, welcome to episode 10. Yes, 10. We haven't hit an episode 10 since 2021, so can we just take a second to get a round of applause for me? Come on. I'm joking, guys. Thank you all so much for the support on this series. I really do appreciate it. I read all your comments, and it's so nice to hear that you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. And today we have a big one on our hands, a flipping enormous dollop on our hat. I don't know where that came from, but we got an enormous build on our hands. But first of all, if you didn't catch the last episode, we built this. I haven't yet. The fireworks show went off because I've got it set to a proximity sensor now. So it goes off every like 100. It has a cooldown of 180 seconds, and it goes on for about 45 seconds-ish whenever someone walks in this general area right here. At the time of recording, the episode hasn't gone live yet, so I don't know what you guys think about the weird circular bits in the middle. I'm still not sure what to do about that, but I think it's fine for now. Oh, I also need to get rid of that. Did I actually? Oh my days. No way, I left that in the final shot of the... Great. I left that in the final shot of the fireworks show. That's fantastic. That was the little building point, so I could actually rotate all the stuff. Yep, that's great. But yeah, that took me the entire day, and I love how the show came out. I might still build onto the show, whether to make it longer, add more fireworks, or just tweak it a tiny bit here and there throughout the series, in between episodes and whatnot, just off camera. And if I make a ton of progress, I'll probably show you in an episode or something. Or if I completely finish it and I'm like, yes, I've 100% completed, then I'll probably just upload a separate video. But on to what we're going to do for today. Once again, I have made my amazing plan. Let's increase the size right here so you guys can see it a bit better. I want to continue expanding this western village we built in episode 8, I think. We just built one building and also showed off this cool western pack I made, which hopefully is on the workshop by now. I'll leave it in the link in the description if you want to use that. But I want to actually start on the queue entrance. There's only going to be a few buildings like you can see right here. This is going to be the entrance, and I thought thought it would be, you know, it makes sense for it to be a mine shaft, if anything, because this is a town, and I feel like Western towns would have a mine shaft. So we've got this, like, this is going to be the main building, so it's going to be a pretty big one. It's gonna have a massive chimney, and it's going to have a rail coming out of it and looking like it's actually going into it. And this grey bit right here is the queue, and it's going to zigzag into it. Then we have the exit building, which I think is just going to be a generic building with an exit, and it's just, yeah, it's just a line. This blue bit right here is actually, I was thinking it could be a some sort of a restaurant, a Western style restaurant, because I think that would just be really sick. Where you can actually walk into it and it'll be like a bar or something. I'm not sure yet. That's why I left it like a blue box. And then this building right here is going to be the exact same as the other one, but maybe a bit wider, a bit, you know, different. And then you might not have actually seen that right here. There's a sign looking thing, and that's because I feel like it's time to just get rid of this sign. I don't know, once again, the video has not gone live of when I built this sign. I have no idea if you guys like it or hate it, but me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I like it, don't get me wrong, I really like the look of it, but I feel like for an area entrance, that's pretty mid. Because look, if we're just walking around the park, you can't even notice it. It's so small, you just think it's a cactus or something. And then if you do notice it, look at this. You can hardly read it, bro. So I'm thinking what we do is we make a massive sign right here, literally covering the entire path. We have one pole on this rock, the other on the opposite side. And I think that's what we're gonna start doing right now. So yeah, we're just gonna delete this. This is it's gonna be a massive pillar, so let's just do something maybe that thick, maybe a bit thicker though. I'm thinking the support where the sign's actually on could start just right here. I'm actually going to extend it so that it looks like there's a proper support at the bottom of that. What do you think? I think we have a few more details. This shouldn't look too bad. Okay, I think something like this is a bit better. And what if we have it so I did originally think that, you know, the sign would just be hanging off from like support there, but what if we just have maybe one or two supports right here directly in the middle, and that's why it's like falling down, because all the pressure of that log is just literally right here. I like that, you know. Now I'm not gonna add like a bottom piece like we did last time. Oh, I might as well. I got it out myself. They look freaking epic. Okay, you can't lie, this is a massive upgrade from that tiny sign, not only in size but in looks as well. There we go. I think that is good. Okay, let's see how this looks. If we just put that transparent. Ooh, okay. I think it will actually look a lot better at a bigger size, maybe. Because last time I looked at it, it was tiny. Oh, yes. Yeah, that looks a lot better, but I think I can't help but notice that the wooden plank right here is going straight through the sign. Maybe we just adjust it so that it just cuts off before it hits it. Oh, my days. That looks freaking epic. And I think finally, I'm just going to raise this up so it's sort of oh, no way. I'm going to wait to see what you guys say about this before I make any more changes to it, but I freaking like it. Actually, no, sorry, I freaking love it. You're gonna love that moment when you actually press record. That's something that I don't do, apparently. What is it with me? I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't said, but we changed the path up, and it's also got no Z fighting, which is the texture flickering. The sign's done. Did I say that? I think it looks really cool. What did I say? But anyway, we're gonna hop into a time lapse because I gotta build all of this terrain right here because, well, I gotta finish the terrain. I don't know. The building is gonna be half in it and half out of it, so, you know, it will help me out. So yeah, let's get it.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving to chase that. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving to chase. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no
Alright, now after half an hour, oh, look, I left the chat on. No, I did not go live doing that. I'm just live in like a few hours. But this is what the terrain's looking like right now. It does look, like, I will say, it does look very copy and pasted, and that's because I used the copy and paste tool. But there's gonna be about 2 buildings right here, so I think it'll hopefully not be noticed when the 2 buildings are there. And if it is, I can always just change up all the rotation of these, and it won't look like it. I think we will actually have to just quickly extend this path out because I did not realize how far this building will jut out of the wall from. But if we just expand the path a bit, it shouldn't look too bad. Alright, like that. Yeah, it actually does look quite nice like that. This building was somewhat inspired by this video I saw on YouTube, just briefly. This is the thumbnail on it, and that's the building with the minecarts coming in and out. It is a Minecraft video. I thought it looked quite nice, and I'd love to do something very similar to that. So I'm just gonna get started and update you guys as we're building it. I think maybe around right there should look quite nice. Then expand it a bit, and then I think it might be very tricky, but but I think what would be really cool is if we had the minecart sort of indented into the floor, and then we just build the rails down there like that. You get what I'm saying? So if I just try and make like a track right here real quick. Alright, something like this, and then if I just turn these little rails right here into, well, metal, and that's what the minecarts will be sat on. I think that's right. And I think what we could do actually is have it so that you actually walk down in here, and then that's the queue down there alongside of this track. That's good actually, yeah, I like that. So I'm just gonna try build this up more and build these sleepers like I mentioned, like this, all along this track right here, and then I'll see you in a second. And I've just realized that this ain't Minecraft, and the rails actually need the curve, so yeah, give me a second on that. Alright, a few minutes later, this is what it's looking like. The turn right here is a bit wonky, but let's just hope nobody notices that. I made it so that some of the sleepers are a bit more wonky than others, and also I added some rust to the track. So with that done, let's actually begin working on the exterior. And for this, I'm going to use basically the same sort of steps I did and little details I did for the saloon, where I'm just going to build the shape of it, and then I'm going to add all of those really cool looking planks. I can actually show you over here. Look at this. You can sort of see it right here. It just adds so much to the build by just doing so little. Okay, so this is what the shape of the building's looking like right now. And it's just your basic box with a triangle. I don't know why I tried to put an accent on that. Now I'm just going to add that cool detail I was talking about, where I just tilt it just a tiny bit out like that, and I'm just going to do that all the way down to the entire building. And there we go. I finally placed all of these angled planks you see right here on all of the sides, and they just add so much to a Western building. If you guys are working with Western buildings, definitely do this. I think what I will do is actually just yoink the windows from the saloon over to this building right here, and that is that side. And I think we're gonna have to change the inside. Yeah, I think what we can just do is just expand these walls just a tiny bit. Alright, there we go. I think I'm gonna try and finish the exterior right here, so we can start working on the interior. Right, I've now done this weird thing on the top of the roof. Not sure what it is, but it's something, and that fireworks show won't stop. But now I'm thinking we need a chimney, because I think that'll look pretty cool. So we're just gonna quickly actually get rid of this window like that, and that fireworks show won't shut up. Oh look, Timon's joined the game. Time to have a look at this dream park. Oh dear. Hello. Oh no, he's inspecting. He's like the elf inspector. Oh dear. What's he humming about? It stinks it. Nah! You can't be saying that, bro. That's the members. You can't be saying that, bro. He's singing. Let's have a listen of his singing. Wow, that's truly beautiful, Simon. Beautiful. That is beauty.
Let us go.
Let me place one. Alright, I'll let him. Don't delete the members. Don't delete the members. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to give you perms. So yeah, sure. He just wants perms so he can delete the entire part. Hey, we got the Timon statue. Now I'll get rid of your perms. You're not gonna delete my members, bro. This is a hot kit, Timon says. I think I submitted it. What? Your animals always laugh. Wait, what do you mean? My animals always make you laugh, bro. My animal. Okay, I get his point. I've sort of lost track of what I was doing in my build now. Oh, he's on the ride. Oh no, don't go on the ride. This is the best I can do, so I hope he likes it, bro. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, and he's off. Going under the bridge. Under the bridge again. Not too bad, okay. It do be flying. Force is coming soon. Maybe. Okay, and he's through to the mine shaft, and he's gonna pop out of the canyon right here. Yes, perfect timing. Splash. This is a very short-lived moment, this is. Okay, what does he think of it? Heartline is non-existing? What does that mean? I know what a heartline is. Could have made a nice wooden bridge across the canyon. Oh, that's a cool idea. A wooden bridge going over the canyon. I think I might yoink that idea. This is probably my best coaster, 100%. Let's freaking go. Alright, I think I'm actually gonna add some smoke into this chimney, just a tiny bit. I don't know where Timon's gone. Oh, he's over there. He's over there. He's just chilling on the canyon. Oh, Timon left, and my game is having a heart attack because of it, because Timon probably loaded up his dream park. And now, while thinking of it, while Mr. Cacti is getting a statue in the park right here, which you two can do if you're a tier 2 member, I was thinking what we could do right here. And I think what makes the most sense, because it's a mine shaft, is piles of ore and coal. And maybe we can have them on some crates or some pallets, or just laying on the ground. I think that's probably our best bet to make this wall look less bland. So let's get cracking on that. Yeah, that pun doesn't really make much sense when, yeah. Anyway, something like that's really cool. And now what I'm gonna do is, so it looks like it's actually full of coal or just some ore. I'm just going to make the bottom of the inside of this crate just a very dark rock. Then that's our pile of coal, and what I'm gonna do is now just finish the rest of this place up. Probably add just a pile of coal coal laying on the floor like I'm doing right here. So I'll see you in a second when I've done the rest. Alright, a few minutes later, this is what we're looking at. And I absolutely love this. I think this will turn out to be like my favorite entrance I've ever done for a ride in this game. And we're not even done. I've tried to make this like logical, if that's the right word. So I fenced this off to sort of guide people to walk in here. And I've made it so that all the decoration are set aside to make like an alleyway to here or a sidewalk or something. And then I've fenced off all of this so that people don't mistake this for the entrance of the ride. So it just, you know, makes sense. And I think that would actually be in a theme park, these fences and everything. We've got a pile of iron right here. We've got a pile of coal and just a pile of pallets. And right now I'm actually going to extend the rails right here, but make it look like it's been broken or like snapped off or just something happened. So the rail's a bit broken right here and it just ends. That is a lot better, yeah. Wow, bro, found a lot of gold orb. Oh, wait, yeah. That makes a lot more sense than iron. Okay. Did you find any diamonds? Sadly not. No diamonds. And if you're wondering where all these decorations came from, well, I'm glad you asked. Of course, coming from the blueprint pack, which is hopefully on the workshop. But there we go. I'm happy with this. I really am. I absolutely love... Oh, what's this? Oh, we can't be having this. There's a hole. Yeah, I really do love this. I love the decoration here. Can't get over how plain and bland this will look. From any other angle, it actually looks kind of fine. I mean, this isn't finished, so I feel like when all that's done, that will look fine. I just have no idea why... Oh, wait. We could do a sign like this, a saloon sign, but on the side right here so people know like what this is. So if I just put mines, oh yes, I think we can try that. Yeah, do I either have like entrance, then maybe like an arrow, or do I actually have just the word mines? I can see how the arrow looks. Does that work? I don't know if that works, but we can try it. I'm gonna make sure that everything's connected just like that. Oh yeah, those supports make it look a lot more official. Yeah, so now I think I'm actually going to write the words out entrance the same way I did with the saloon right here, which is basically just going over to the theme park Tycoon 2 workshop, and then typing out letter kit, and of course using Paviso letter kit right here. It's the wild mouse coaster, and I'm just gonna yoink the ID, and I think I'm just gonna use the smaller letters because then I can just scale them up. Okay, there we go. That's all the letters. Oh yeah, that fits perfectly. Oh yeah, I think that's way better than the mine, so people actually know where to enter, and that fills up that spot just nicely. Yeah, I like that a lot better. What if we just expanded these just a tiny bit? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. It looks so good. I love this. And I think that's the exterior done for now. But first I want to do the interior. Who's going to be on this elevated path right here. It's going to go down and then zigzag, zigzag, all the way over to here. And then maybe on the side, maybe we can have it so that the mineshaft like continues on or like goes over a bridge or I don't know. But it's going to do something. So first of all, before I do anything, I'm actually going to put in the Q sort of railing. I'm not going to base this off anything. I'm just going to make a railing, I guess. And there we go. That's our railing post done. And then if we just copy it on the other side and select all of it like that, I think we should be actually able to copy and paste it. Yes, we're able to copy and paste it all throughout this build, like so. And this is actually going to go all the way till here. It's a very long straight line. And I think that when people walk into here, they immediately know where they need to walk, just down here. We can also add some arrows on the floor if need be. I just really want it so that people can actually know where they're going. And then this will be where you zigzag in and out and in and out. So if I just build all the railings in for this now, but I think just something like this all the way down, and I'll see when we've done that. Okay, so now I just got to do the entire wall surrounding this queue right here, and basically everywhere else. Let's head into another time lapse. Let's go! Alright, it's been a few days since the last clip, and that's because I was over at my nan's once again. I'm actually celebrating my granddad's 85th, so if you made it this far, comment down below. Happy 85th to my granddad. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. But anyway, this is what we've done. This is the queue line. We extended the mine shaft right here. The track goes all the way over here, and I actually made it look like it just keeps on going, sort of, using, you know, the glass effect, where you just stack up a whole bunch of glass on top of each other, and it sort of looks like fog. And I mean, I can't really extend it any further because, I mean, I haven't built an exit, and I think we will do it right here. here. But this is how it's looking. This is the zigzaggy queue right here. I also added some drawers right here for people to put their like stuff in. And then this is where you like queue up behind before you're about to get on the ride right here. And I love how all of this looks. What we need to do now is we need to bring the terrain like this. Just make it curve all the way over to here. And then I think we're going to make the exit right alongside here. And then you just sort of turn and go right here. Next building would be sort of in this wall. Does that make sense? Nope. Well, that's great. Hopefully we'll in a bit, so don't worry. Alright, so I'm just going to snap my fingers and all the terrain should be done. So 3, 2, 1. So I can't snap. I can't. Boom, and there we go. That is all the terrain done for the station, at least. We've still got, well, this massive area to do. But this looks so cozy, and it's just the basic terrain. I got a few people saying that I should add some fossils not only in the cave, but also outside the cave, like on these walls or something, which I think is a really cool idea. So I might as well, as we're talking about it, do that right now. And I feel like the one thing that I want to do is just, hey, yoink, the rib cage once again, you know? And I feel like a rib cage would look actually really, really cool. Literally just right above the station like this. Oh, what about something like just really massive like this, acting a bit more of like a support? I kind of like that. That's nice. Yeah, the fossils just helping out support in the cave. Yeah, something like this is really cool. I think off camera I'll add a few bits and pieces along these walls, as right now I want to build the exit because we don't have one right now. And like I said, I want it to go right here, and I think we should be fine. It might be a bit too cramped, but I feel like that's fine. And then you pop out right here, so let's do that. First of all, we got to build the floor right here. I'm getting a bit ill, guys, and I do apologize. So where does this pop out of? It pops out of, oh, right there. Actually kind of perfect. That's what I was imagining. Now we're just going to build a terrain all around this path. Yeah, like I said, this might be a bit narrow. No, it should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to worry too much about smoothing this out because a building is going to go on top of this. Okay, that's all terrain done. You see right here, just smoothly turns and you exit right at the mountain. So now I'm just going to add all the railings in that you can't miss where to walk. Alright, so people will get off the ride like this, head to their right, and then the railings will just end, and then they will just go all the way over here, and then they're back to the theme park once we build the building, of course. Alright, so that's fine. I feel like all I need to do now is quickly just maybe add a little sign with a little arrow on it, maybe, and so that they don't get confused. Let's have a little red arrow right here because red is, you know, exit. I'm not gonna have a green one. So that'd be like entrance or something. I like that. That just adds a little bit more, I don't know, life. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So now, not to bore you anymore, I'm just gonna start detailing all of this. Queue path right here, or exit path. Make it so that the terrain looks a bit nicer right here. So I'm gonna meet you when we've done all that, and then begin building the building for the exit buildingness stuff. Yeah. Alright, a few minutes later, this is what it's looking like. And I've got to say, these lanterns right here, I don't know why that's placed weird. Hold up, let me fix that. These lanterns, though, they are so good, these lanterns, for lighting in this sort of environment. I've used them a ton in this build, and they just fit in so well. Like, look at this. But anyway, using the mineshaft supports right over here, you see right there, I used them all throughout this little alleyway, I guess. And for the first one, I put another sign saying exit, just in case if you didn't see that sign. And I feel like this is looking so cool. I'm really happy with how this is going. So now all that is really left is to do the exterior and the, well, I guess interior of the final building. I found this, okay, weird but pretty cool image of the sort of style of Western building I want to build right here. And it looks like this. And the reason why I say weird is because what the freak is that guy right there? What is that guy? But this is supposed to be a post office, and I really like just it's very basic. It's a box shaped little triangle on the back, and it's because we don't have a lot of space to work with here. Because I think I mentioned earlier, I want to place a Western restaurant right in this gap right here. So if we have anything massive, it's just gonna feel cramped. So I'm gonna get started on building this little post office. I feel like instead of a post office, we can just write, you know, exit on it. Alright, I think this is the basic shape of the house. These gaps will be filled up by these rocks right here. I completely forgot that we're gonna actually need to change the colors of each building because they can't all be red. But you've already seen me build one of these before, so shall we dare head into a third time lapse? Has it been 3? I think it has. Nah. Let's just cut. And just like that, I think that is going to be it for today's episode. I wanted today to be quite a big one because it's episode 10, you know, and I think we've done just that. We've built this little exit building right here, and it's also got this little signage to tell people to not walk in this way. This is the exit, not the entrance. If we walk in here, you can see it's just the same as it was before. I have tried to paint some of the terrain a bit of different. That's so loud, I'm going to turn that down. I have tried to paint some of the terrain here, different colors to mix it up a bit. But I might put some little props in here, like the barrels or the crate, you know, that sort of stuff. stuff. Maybe some more coal here and there, you know. I actually saw a picture that had an orange, like a teal green, and a red building. I think it was red. All in a line together, and I thought that was really cool. And they looked really nice together, so I thought I'd just, you know, orange, green, and red. But I actually really like it. I couldn't have it red because, you know, the saloon's red, and I like the saloon color. So I thought, yeah, why not? Give it a shot. And I think it looks really cool. And actually, I think it looks a lot better. I might try and have a tinker of the shade or tone, let me know down below, of the color, but I think, you know, inside as well, it just looks so cool, so I don't think I will. And yeah, this is coming together really nicely. I'm absolutely loving building on this park, seeing it grow, and actually seeing my vision come to life. It's so cool and it's so fun. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, see you. Welcome to episode 11 of the Dream Park series. And we are now coming up to the final stretch of building this Western Canyon themed ride right here. I absolutely love how this looks. I really do. Probably my best ride I've ever made. In the last episode, if you didn't see it, we built this lovely entrance to the ride right here. You see, this is a queue and it zigzags all the way to the station. It's very hard to move your camera around in it. I also added another fossil right there, which is just a part of the ribcage again. The ribcage is just quite an easy fossil to reuse, so I thought I might as well just add it there. And yeah, like I said, we're getting pretty close to finishing this. All we need to do is add the Western restaurant, maybe there or there. Also, I might connect this path up to here, which would be pretty cool, which would mean we can add another building maybe. We've got to just finish off the underground piece, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be filling in all of this area and the chain lift. And also, I can't forget about this gaping hole right here, which I think we'll just fill up with the, you know, the grey metal walls to sort of act as a facade. But after that, the only thing that we have left are the supports, because it's, I mean, the entire ride is literally floating. And the reason why I haven't done the supports till the very last, I'm going to do that, the last thing we do are going to be the supports, you know? The reason for that is because I have no idea how the supports work. I really hate supports. I mean, I never tried them before. You can't knock it till you tried it, you know? But I can imagine that they are a very painful thing to build. But yeah, like I mentioned, we're going to be continuing off this station right here, all of this area right here, as well as that area over there. And I'm falling through the track. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm fine. Okay, I'm now on top. Okay, what is happening? So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is actually head into a time lapse. Literally, as soon as the video starts, we're heading into another, well, not another, we're heading into a time lapse. Because I got to fill out this area right here with all the terrain that we need. Let's get it! And after a bit, this is what it's looking like. It's nothing, you know, insane or crazy, but it gets the job done. The only thing I will say is, I mean, from this angle, it does look pretty cool, but this water's looking a bit bland. I think we can put something there. I'm not sure what though. Maybe just another fossil like the ribcage, but just not the ribcage. I'll probably just make a new unique fossil for right here. Maybe it's got like a tail popping out right here and like a head right there. I think I might do that. Maybe the same episode that we build the fossil right there, because I still want to build another. There's a lot of fossils, guys. But I think you got that already. But there's another fossil that I want to put there. Not sure what yet. A lot of you guys actually said a megalodon, which I think is a pretty cool idea, and I think I will do that. So I might as well, in that same episode, we can build something right here, if I remember, of course. But anyway, we finished the back part of this ride, covering it all over with terrain, like you can see right here. And we've got a lot of space to work. Well, sort of. We've got a lot of space here, but I mean, the queue and exit takes up, you know, maybe a bit too much space. But I've got a pretty cool idea for here. I didn't want to just do a boring old mine shaft. I think what we will do instead is make a boring old mine shaft with, I dropped some plans. My first idea was a whole bunch of fossilized trees. Hear me out on that. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Or another creature, a fossilized creature, which I thought, you know, we've done. Yeah, we're going to be doing so many of those if we did another one. We'll just have a lot. So I feel like to make it a bit more interesting, I'm going to go with the fossilized trees. And you're probably thinking, what the shell is a fossilized tree? I have completely no idea. But all the way back in 2021, in my Notme World of Adventures series, which is my OG series, I built underground in my log flume a crystal tree made out of rocks and crystals, which you went around in a log flume, which I thought was pretty cool. But it was a shame because every time you'd ride it, you wouldn't be able to see it because it's not a dark ride. You can't change where you look, and it was always to the side, and you can always only look forward, which is fantastic. But to pay a bit of tribute and maybe like an Easter egg reference, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do something similar to that. We're gonna have, you know, maybe a tree here, tree in the middle. middle for sure. Trees all alongside it, maybe some rib cages and some other unique fossils all alongside just a fossilized area. So that's the plan for this area right here. We're gonna have a whole bunch of trees over, and I think it'll look really cool and nice and definitely interesting and unique, that is for sure. I'm just gonna quickly grab our terrain pillow right here, yes, which is what the trees will be sat on. I'm gonna try my best to take you through the process of me building these trees. I have no reference image. I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna make a few unique trees. I might even, if they're really good and you want your own fossilized trees for some reason, might as well upload my own fossilized tree pack on the workshop. I don't know who would want that, but it'll be there, yeah. This is gonna be the main tree. I have no idea how this will look, but I'm thinking this is gonna be the best tree I've ever treed, and it's not even a real one. A root system like this, just climbing up the tree. So I think we're just gonna have a, try and have a mess around this, make a really cool support looking system right here. I mean, a second when I've done that. Okay, I feel like this is a good base for a fossilized tree. I really want to try and get as much detail in this as I can, and also not hitting the item limit. What do you think? I've never built a tree like this before. I really want to go big or go home, you know? Now I don't think there's going to be a bushy top. I feel like I really want it to sort of branch out or then maybe down a bit, like a willow, what's it called? A weeping tree, yes. No? Don't ask me how a tree gets fossilized, but it just does, yeah. You're telling me you didn't know that? Okay, something like this. I like that, yes. I like that a lot, Okay, I finished it. And I love how it looks. It's nothing crazy. I literally just copy and pasted this one that we built beforehand, and then I just copy and pasted it. And I love how it looks. Look at this. I got some smaller ones trying to grow underneath them, and I think it looks really, really cool. Let me know what you think down below, but this is going to be the main tree, I think. If we just move this to the side, you can get a better look at it. It looks a bit weird without the terrain under it, but I really like it. I think all that's left to do now is build a few more fossil trees. So, with the snap of my fingers, they shall appear. So, 3, 2, 1. No, wait. It's not working. Why isn't it working? I need to fix this, don't I? Okay, let's just clap. And there we go. I built 3 fossilized trees, and also you may have noticed I've built some little pieces of dry grass and mud with dry grass. I think I'll add these here and there in the path just to give it a bit more depth and texture and detail. But I built a tall, thick fossilized tree and a tall, thin fossilized tree alongside our weeping one that we just did. And I really like it. I love how these turned out, so let's add them. Actually, before we add them, let's actually see how this looks. I'm just gonna spray these everywhere. How does this work? Yeah. See what I'm trying to do? Just a little bit of dry grass here and there. I obviously can't put it everywhere because of the item limit, but just a little. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm gonna do this everywhere. I've never done this before. It's just an idea that popped into my head, and I thought I might as well give it a shot. That just transforms this whole place, man. All it is just a whole bunch of tiny little cones like here. Yeah, I really like that. I've never done that before, and I think I'm gonna start to forever. So what we need to do is just fill this up with terrain. I'll see you haven't done that because you've seen me place terrain about 1 trillion times already. So yeah. See you in a second. Okay, it was a bit tricky, but this is how it's looking. And I say that because when building this, it was very awkward to place all the terrain that I needed to. Because I would try to place and my camera would be blocked by all this terrain. So I was very limited on space in that front. But I think it turned out pretty good if you just ignored that right there. But I'll do this later on. Right now, I want to add the fossilized trees. So let's just grab them and place them in. Okay, so here we go. Perfect size as well. We can also just make it bigger if you want to. Oh, this looks wonderful. And it's pitch black. So should we add some, I'm thinking some crystal orbs things, I don't know, just hanging from these trees maybe. That would be cool. And a few more fossil trees later. This is how it's looking, and I really like it. It might not make much sense why there's trees underground, but you know, who cares about logic when you have not logic. Yeah, let's move on. This cave's now looking pretty cool, but it is very dark, so let's fix that. Like I mentioned, I want to add some hanging bowl. I don't know why, but popped into my head and I thought it'd be quite a cool idea. Oh, that's creepy, but I like it. Oh yeah, I like this. Just the middle tree is lit up, and all the other trees don't have any light sources on them, so they're just sort of in the dark. Okay, that might be a bit too dark, but we might be able to just whack a lantern down. This is definitely an upgrade to what I built in 2021. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do now is actually decorate this cave up and make it feel less empty and like I just made it in 5 seconds. And I think let's do that in a form of a time lapse. Let's once again get it.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as you're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm having a taste of where you go. I follow when I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes.
Okay, that didn't take too long. What I did was add a bunch of these weird grass pieces. Once again, the logic doesn't make much sense, but I think it looks really, really cool. I also smoothed off this part of the cave, which is the entryway right here. And I think that looks a lot better, especially when, look at this, and you get the big reveal. Actually, it's better when I don't have the lighting like this. I love that, bro. I was thinking maybe I should do something on the ceiling, and there's a gap right there, but I didn't want to, like, you know, too much all over the place. I want your eyes to be on the tree. So I think this part of the ride is officially finished. The next part I want to build is this part right here, the chain lift, which is on the opposite side of where we just were. I also got to make this not look paper thin. I forgot about that. So I'm thinking we just do a mine shaft. We just continue this sort of pattern all the way up until you get out. Literally, it will just look like this, but you're on a chain lift instead of a path. I feel like it's pretty basic, but it'll get the job done, and it will hopefully look good in the end. So yeah, let's just get started on that. Actually, hold up. I got this really cool idea. You know those cameras that just flashbang you when you're on a ride? And then at the end, you can actually see your picture, and you see that your picture is absolutely horrible. And then they make you ride it again, and then your picture's also more horrible than the last one. And they make you ride it again, and again, and again, and again, and it's a complete money farm, but in real life. Well, I'm gonna make that, but right here. So when you go down, I'll actually have it sequenced so that there'll be a little light and it'll flash whenever someone goes past here, and I think it'll just add a little bit of a cool detail, cool life thing. Alright, I think that looks good. What we need to do now is actually sequence it up. I think when the coaster hits right here should be good. So if we just go to appearance and then add, and then I think we can easily just add the light. Yep, that works. So, yeah, okay, that's right. So let's just have it on for the, can we have this like 0.5? We can? That's a thing. Alright, well, let's put it on testing and see how it looks. Oh, is it? And yes, that's perfect. I really like it. That's cool. But now, let's begin building this mine shaft. Yay. I love working with terrain underground. And I'm not going to do another time lapse. Instead, I'm just going to cut. Alright, it is the next day now. We have basically finished the entirety of this ride. I finished the mine shaft right here. And it's nothing too crazy. It's just 4 walls with the mine shaft supports in. And it is all coming together quite nicely. I also, over here, did change this tree area because it was looking a bit too fantasy and more sci-fi-y sort of, you know, not what I was going for. So I got rid of all the hanging ball lights and instead put all the lanterns down. As if the gold miners were exploring and they found this and they set up like all their lights around to light up the place, and it just makes more sense in my head. Even though it is fossilized trees. I mean, come on. But I think it looks way more better. It makes way more sense. This is how it's all looking, and all that's really left is, like I said, the supports. But we also need to do the restaurant I've been talking about, and also fill up all of these like weird gaps that I'm gonna put like grey metal walls up behind to sort of act as a facade like this. Also, if you guys have not seen, I uploaded a video quite recently of me building another steam train. I built the Polar Express, and now I built another one, which is, of course, the Flying Scotsman, my favorite in real life train. But I really want to add this to my park, and I'm not entirely sure how to yet, so if you guys have any cool ideas, let me know in the comments down below. The first thing that came to mind was maybe like a viaduct over the top of this path, like really high up, and the Flying Scotsman on top of it, because, you know, a viaduct just makes sense to me. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, see ya! Someone explain to me why this looks like a chicken nugget. It does. But welcome to episode 12 of the Dream Park series. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode, we are getting very, very close to finishing this ride. It has turned out freaking epic, and I can't wait to finish it. And you can see over there what we did in the last episode was built some fossilized trees. Yeah. Actually, you guys were telling me that fossilized trees were a thing, and I had no idea about that. How the freak does a fossilized tree become a fossilized tree? Can you grow a fossilized tree? I also just want to show you guys this. It's a little thing, but when I showed you guys it before, it was a lot more brighter, and that's because I forgot to delete the light orb that was helping me see when I was building. So yeah, this is what it actually looks like, and oh my days, that's really loud. The station is so loud. But yeah, I really like this. It adds much more of a cave feel to it, if that makes sense, and it's really hard to walk in. But look at this. Yeah, I really like this. But all we need to do now is really build a few more fossils, a restaurant and supports, and then we're done. That's all we need to do now, and today, what we're going to be doing is the restaurant. I've actually drawn up this little plan right here, which is like right here. Now, right here, we're going to have all of this to be the canyon terrain, yeah. Then we're going to have the restaurant sitting right here. I've chosen a pretty cool reference image to go off of, and yeah, once again, it's blurry. What a surprise. But I think this sort of building will look quite nice with a little overhang, but I feel like that building will separate itself nicely from the buildings that we've already built. But yeah, that's where the restaurant's going to go, and I also want a tiny bit of space. I don't know if this is going to be possible, but I would like, ideally, some space right here to add maybe like a gift shop or just something, maybe like just another popcorn stand or something right here. But yes, like just something there would be nice. I don't know if we'll get get around to that today. And right down here, you might be able to tell what this is. It is a fossil. You might be like, bro, we have to build another fossil? There's gonna be about 50 trillion. Now, don't worry, I have a cool plan for this. I think we should be able to be alright if we just use this. Because you don't see it on the ride, really. You see the mouth and that's about it. But I think it'll look great if we use it down here. And we can have a part of it go under in the ground and then the tail pop out. Just to make it look a bit different from the one up here so they don't look identical. And then we can also connect this path up right here to that grey path right there. I hope that makes sense. I think it does. And before we get into the building, I don't think I've actually shown you guys this, but I went over all the roofs in this area here and I added the plank details to all the roofs just to give them a little bit more detail and depth. Let me know what you think. I think it looks a lot better than just the planned blocks. Bland. Yes, blocks. But let's stop yapping and let's get building. First of all, we need to build a terrain. So let's hop into a little time lapse. Let's get it.
Here we go, You're easy to remember, so hard to forget. And that baby is a coward way strut. How could I not worship every inch your feet have touched? Baby, run away with me. You kill it lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. There's only one.
Alright, and an hour later, this is what it's looking like. We placed down all the terrain. It's nothing crazy, it's just all flat. The only piece that is this. The arch right here that I just thought would be cool. Just to have an arch here, I don't know. It also could act as a second entrance into this area. We could just copy and paste that sign all the way over there. So I might see how that looks in a bit. But while I was building this, I think Keck right there is suggested that I should put a circus right here. Not circus, what's it called? A carousel, yes. Why did circus wheel come to mind? No, a carousel, that's what they're called. Because they have, you know, horses. And because we're building a western, you know, horses, western, they're both basically the same thing. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I think it looks great. And I think instead of just having it plonked here, we're gonna build it so there's a whole bunch of terrain around it. Maybe, I know I did say that I was gonna build a fossil here, but maybe we could have the fossil tail coming out the top here. Maybe. I don't think we will. I think we'll just have the head of the fossil here and the tail right here. But we can just cover this over in some rocks, make it look like it's hidden underground or something. Something along those lines. I don't know what we'll do just yet, but I'll cook something out. Bro, there's already people on it. Hello. Anyway, over here is gonna be the restaurant. We're gonna have stairs that lead up to it. I actually thought it'd be quite nice for it to be elevated. And it's not just on the same level as these two buildings. And the building that'll probably look similar to this will sit right here. What are we gonna sell there? I have no idea, but probably fish and chips. That sounds about right. Am I right? I did try and leave a bit of space here for buildings, but I wanted a restaurant there. And the restaurant's already squeezed in enough, so if I squish it more, it'll just look really odd. So I think we're just gonna scrap the building idea and just expand these paths out. And I think what we'll do is maybe we can just have a few of these, like, I don't know, trolley things, stands, yeah? Maybe like just one here, and they're selling food. But yeah, let's get started on building this restaurant. Don't mind the fireworks show. It's been set off about 1 trillion times already, man. I really need to set it so I can only set it off. It's so loud. Just need to continue the stairs down right here. There we go, something like that. Now all I need to do is just clean up this terrain, which shouldn't be too difficult. I'm sure that's gonna backfire on me. Alright, there we go. I've tidied up the terrain a bit and have it going around the building just a tiny bit. So let's actually get started on building this building. Now, this is going to be a pretty big process. So I do apologize if I don't talk about something that I just built. And it's just because I'm concentrating. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. And this is the basic shape of this restaurant. I really love how it's looking so far. So I can't wait to see how it looks at the end. So I think to start this off, we just need to find a color that we'd like. So we could try blue. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it like that for now. We can obviously have the same color brown for the roofs. Now I'm just going to do all the fancy like trimmings and details for all of these fancy bits and bobs here. So I'll see you when I've done that. And a few minutes later, this is what it's looking like. All I did was added some fences and some support beams, and I really do love how this is looking. I think the blue is quite a nice color, so I think I'll stick with it. I don't think I showed you this, but I did a little bit more detail to the sign right here, adding in these weird, just like what texture is this? Limestone cylinders just going up the cylinder, the support beam. I definitely need to do some more on this top bit of the sign, but I'll just be doing that off camera. I also added with a border going around the sign, and I just think that this looks really cool. Way better than it did when you guys last saw it. And not only that, I don't know if I also mentioned that I changed how this looks during the time lapse as well. The little, I don't know what we call this, DJ stadium concert thing with Bobberoonie, the fireworks show building. I just made it look like, you know, to fit in with the Western style. The same grey colour that is used on these buildings over here. And I think it fits in a lot better. But yeah, I think it's time to add some details on the exterior of this building. The first one being the sign. I want it to say fish and chips. So for this, we're once again going to have to go to themeparktycoon.com, which is of course the workshop. And we're going to have to get the letter kit. This is absolutely amazing, and all we're going to need to grab is the I-S-H-N-C-H-I-P, and of course S. Spell fish and chips, of course. Cassidy's having a go at me. Apparently this drum kit is actually it is floating. Oh my, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, let me fix that real quick. No, I just deleted it! Are you serious, bro? I spent 3 hours building that drum kit on stream and I deleted it. How I went to just copy it and delete it. Bro! Oh, that's 3 hours down the drain. Oh my days. That sucks. Did I not press shift or something? Oh, I'm sorry. Don't L me. Alright, and just like that, we put the sign in and deleted our drum kit. So what I think I'm gonna do now is just grab the windows from the other buildings and place them in here just like this. Alright, and there we go. There are the windows in. I might add some on the sides actually, but I'll save that for later on. Because right now I want to work on the interior of this place. It's looking a bit dark right now, but there we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started on that, and I'll update you guys every now and then when I feel like I've done enough to update you guys on. So yeah, see you in a minute. I've added a few lights in and a menu. I've actually tried to make it so it looks like a real menu with what the food actually is and the prices on the side. I think nobody will notice it, but I think it looks pretty cool. But when it comes to the interior, I still have not done anything. So I'm gonna do the stairs right now. I actually really like that. Now I just need to add a little bit of detail on it. So I'll see you in a second. There we go. I love how that looks. Oh, that looks so cool. I'm gonna add a few more details in, and I'll meet you when I'm gonna build the chairs and tables. Alright, a few minutes later, we've added some supports in on both floors, and this is how the bordering area will sort of look. We've got this part here where we stand, and then we have this part here where the staff will stand. And I just add this door which goes to nowhere. Just act as if it's like storage and stuff like that. So now it's time to build the tables and chairs. All we need to do is just make one set of chairs and tables, and then we can copy and paste them. So it really shouldn't be a problem. Alright, I think that should be quite good for a table. Add the little napkins. One right there, and then one right there. Then we of course need to paint them. So like that, that's the napkins. And then of course the plates like that. And I think that's the table done. Pretty simple, but it gets the job done. And now we just need to make the chairs, which also shouldn't be too difficult if we just lower that. And actually something like this isn't too bad whatsoever. And there we go, that is the chair done. So all we need to do now is just select all of it, flip it around on the other side, and I'll actually make it a tiny bit wonky so they actually feel used. So I'm just going to place these around the restaurant, and there we go, and I love how they look. We've got some on the balcony, we've got some inside, and on the first floor as well. I think it's time to add some lights in, add some decoration, and finish this place up right here. So I'll see you when we've done all of that. Alright, it is the next day, my park is loading in right now. So let me show you around. First of all, we got these stairs, and we've got the menu right here. We walk through into here, and then we have the bar. I guess you'll call this place where you'd order. So we've got a menu up here, and a fridge, oven, and a fryer, which I yoinked from my food trailers that I've been making on stream with you guys. As you can see right here, there's some slushy machines, and there's some fryers and some chips. And I thought that would be perfect since this is a fish and chip shop. Then here are the table and chairs. We've just got them dotted around the place. I also added windows on the inside of the building because I did think it was a bit odd how they're on the outside but not the inside. Then the upstairs isn't anything crazy. I also added some bins, so you know you can throw your trash away or your food away. This looks freaking fantastic. I really love how this turned out. One thing that I have forgotten is actually adding all the detail planks on the wall. I can't believe I forgot that. I don't know what I mean. On all the other buildings that we've built, we've added these little diagonal planks right here, and it just adds that little bit of depth to the building, and I need to add that to this entire building. But before I do that, I want to change it up a bit and start working on our fossil, which, like I mentioned, I think I'm just going to yoink the fossil that we built a couple of episodes ago, ahead of it at least, right here. So yeah, I think I'm just going to use this, and now all we need to do is just build like the neck piece, maybe a tiny, like one piece of the rib cage going into the ground, and then a tail sticking up out of the ground. So yeah, shall we head into a little bit of a time lapse? Let's go!
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the taste of where you go. I follow when I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When I'm giving up, never hitting the
And finally, we have basically finished everything here. I got a bit carried away. I logged in and we built everything that I wanted to build here. So let me show you everything. So, of course, we have the fossil right here. It's not floating. I added some terrain underneath it. And I also added its neck right here, a tiny bit of the ribcage right there. And also an exposed ribcage right here, which helps it sort of link this head up to the tail right here. And the tail, actually, while building this, someone who goes by the username Dylan, they joined the game and they were like, yo, you should have the tail go around the carousel. So I did that, and yeah, it looks pretty cool, so I'm keeping it. It looks way better than just a boring tail poking out the ground. Also, whenever you're building fossils, I really like to add these pieces. When you have two bits poking out the ground like this, you have this bit going in, then this part going out. Just this middle bit in between just makes it connect both the fossils really nicely. So if you're building your own fossil, give that a try. Also, am I losing my voice? I feel like I am. But talking about the carousel, I love this. I've never built a flat ride properly. I've always just whacked one in and called it a day. Never properly tried to theme it, decorate it. I've always wanted to, but I've never really done that before. And I think this looks freaking fire. I was going to have this a square, seeing as the carousel is a square. But Gut right here, Gut Official, was telling me how to make it look a lot better by making it a circle. And I was like, yep, that just looks fire. So a big thank you to Gut, because without them, this flat ride would have looked a lot different. I just added a fence going around the entire thing, and yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I actually really like the carousel. If you guys have a cool name for the carousel, please leave your... I'm really losing my voice. Please leave your name suggestion in the comments down below. I think this side will have entrance on it. I don't know why I didn't just put the words entrance on it. I'll do that in a second. I do apologize, guys, about my croaky voice. I feel fine, but it doesn't sound like it. But yeah, that's basically everything here. I also will add some details here off camera. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoyed building this. If you did enjoy, please do subscribe. We're coming up to 20,000 subscribers. When we do hit 20,000, I'm doing a 24-hour stream. Let's freaking go. And yeah, see ya! That might be why I'm losing my voice. Maybe I should stop screaming at the end of every outro. Oh well. Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Dream Park series. Now before we get into anything, I just want to show you guys some stuff that I've done in between episodes. I just want to mention it now before I forget them. First of all, I just want to say thank you all so much. Oh dear, the fireworks gone off. Thank you all so much for becoming a member. Look how many people there are. The grey statues are so annoying. Dennis, can they just be normal statues? Why do they have to be grey? But we are starting to fill this place out really nicely. So thank you so much. If you gifted a member or if you became a member, thank you so much. Also, I forgot to last episode, but we did put detail planks on the restaurant right here. I've also finished the Wasteland sign. I really love how it's looking. I finished it. I'm not touching this again. All I did was really just add some details to the top part of the sign right there. Also, talking about the sign, I added it on the arch right here as well. I just copy and pasted it over, and I think it looks really cool. Definitely fills up the space nicely. And also, I've never done this, but if we just change it to night, like so, look at this. I've never lit up my park before. Not in a good looking way at least. So look at this. And I'm really happy with how it looks. We've got all the buildings lit up like this. We've got the carousel all nicely lit up. Literally perfectly lit up. Look at that. I just love how it looks at night. I'm definitely going to lit up the entire track. I'm going to try and put lights in places that make sense. But yeah, I'm still going to be adding a few bits here and there. I really want to add benches all around because there's currently no benches. But the main thing that I want to do today, you might have seen it in the title, but you want to build a roller coaster. You might be like, a roller coaster? You got to finish this before you build another roller coaster. Well, I'm not exactly building another well, I am building another coaster, but I'm not exactly building a new area for it. I want to get rid of the water coaster. I'm sorry, put your pitchforks down. I'm not gonna lie to you, it sucks. I really don't like it. It's really not smooth. And just not a good coaster in general. I feel like if the coaster was way better, like enhanced this area of 10 times. The water coaster doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And this is why the law of this coaster is basically a group of gold miners right here in this western town who are mining in an area that is infested with mutated fossils, hence the name Wasteland. So what would make sense is some sort of train. First thing that comes to mind is obviously replacing the coaster with a mine train coaster, because it's a mine train. Mine train makes sense. Next thing that comes to mind is also a mine train, but it is actually a wooden coaster with a mine train skin. Look at this. And now those are the only two coasters I'd like to replace it with, and I think the winner is the mine train. The reason for this is because I don't want to build wooden coaster supports. No way. I don't want to go anywhere near wooden coaster supports. So I think we're just going to go with the mine train and see how that goes. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to try and build an entirely new coaster. My hope for it, I want it to look good, I want it to feel good, I want it to be smooth. But I've got a pretty cool idea over here, which I'm hoping I can do. But before we head into a time lapse, let's do it live here. Let's close the ride. I've got it saved as a blueprint. I'm actually kind of scared. I'm just gonna grab my delete tool. Are you sure you want to remove the entire ride? Yep. Oh, it's gone. Oh my, this feels weird. Oh boy, I hope I can do a good job. So yeah, now let's head into a time lapse. Let's get it.
Don't stop.
Alright, we are half an hour into building this wooden coaster. Yeah, I've changed it from the mine train to the wooden coaster. I'm having a lot of help from the people inside of the private server right here. They've been really helpful. This coaster would not be anywhere near as good without them helping. And you may have noticed that when I was building, I was doing a lot of testing. Something I don't think I did when I built the water coaster. And the reason for that is just because I really want to get the spot on. And not gonna lie, it's already better than the water coaster. It's like 5 times better. And it's literally only like half an hour's worth of building. I do really love wooden coasters. The supports are a pain. But by the looks of it, the supports are actually going into the ground. We've got at least something to build off of. I was just like, yeah, what the heck, why not? So yeah, it's going good. Thought I'd just update you guys. And yeah, back to the time lapse. Sorry for interrupting.
The sky is red. We're not out of the woods yet, you know. Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the taste of where you go. I follow, we're not giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no
Alright, and with a total of an hour and 30 minutes, you know, ish, we have finished building this coaster. And I'm not gonna lie, I love this. This is probably the best coaster I've ever built. And I'm not even joking, not even exaggerating, not even anything. I just love the look of this. One of my goals in just playing this game was to make a coaster that looks like a coaster that you see in real life. Like, pretty compact. And it just, I don't know, it's like just, it just looks so good. We go down and then we turn, that's the same. But then it gets a bit different. We got an airtime hill right there. And then we turn around and actually go underground. And here's the new stuff. We've got a lift hill right here, which goes on top of the mountain, which I think is just fantastic. I love that. And then it goes down here. It's probably one of my favorite parts of this ride. The scorpion part. I don't know what you call this. Don't know what the coaster terminology is. We just call it the scorpion bit. Because it is inspired after the Scorpion Express ride. You know, the bit where it has the scorpion in the middle. And you go around it twice. I don't know why, but I've always just thought that was fantastic. A massive, massive thank you to everyone you see here right here. And more. Thank you so much. And a big, big shout out to Mr. Gut. Right here is the reason this coaster looks freaking insane. They've been taking me through building this step by step, piece by piece. So massive, massive thank you. I'll leave his channel in a link in the description. Go check it out. Go subscribe. And everybody was so supportive and helpful. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Building, you know, good coasters is still very new to me. If you didn't see my one of my latest streams where I actually built a coaster. It took me 3 hours. I did learn a bit. We even had a cozy interlude. He was trying to teach me what pivot offset was, I think. I'll put the clip of it on the screen right now. Oh, yeah.
I heard you call me a nerd.
No.
When you go from like a flat no banking, yeah, but then you start banking, that's when you need to heartline. So that basically you can see that image I sent you. You can see how there's like a person stood straight up and then there's one on an angle, yeah? You see how the track kind of moves to the left of it? That's what pivot offset is for. It will actually pivot it to the side like that. Okay. So that instead of just pivoting it around the track, it pivots around the person, if that makes sense. Try 8 pivot offset. I think that's definitely
That's not a thing!
Sweet. Yeah, no. You've got to type it in. You've got to type it in. Then you
Whoa!
can. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Now that is the sweet spot.
That's a coaster turn right there. And that was great, thank you, Kosi. So doing something like this is actually genuinely shocked me. Another thing is, I also didn't really like the wooden coaster because of how little space it felt like it was taking up. I feel like this has taken up the perfect amount of space. But with all that said, let's have the ride POV as it is currently. POV time, everyone's here, and the coaster's leaving. Alright, what did you think? That was the wooden coaster, or the wasteland coaster, I should say. I love this. And I'm gonna say it again. The best coaster I've ever made. I'm really genuinely happy with this. And unlike the other coaster, I might actually consider uploading this one to the workshop for you guys to have. But seeing as we've finished this coaster, we now need to work on the terrain, the decorations, and all that sort of stuff, because, I mean, look at this. We can't be having this. We've got so many things here that are just poking through the tracks, because I didn't worry about all of that, because I just wanted a good coaster. We can always just change all of that later on, and now we're in the later on part. So this tentacle is gonna actually need to be not phasing through the coaster. So let's do that. Alright, so let's just pull this back. Let's maybe tilt it a bit like so, because we don't want people getting their heads chopped off. That won't be good. Alright, I'm gonna fix all of this up, make it look a lot nicer, and I'll see you when we need to deal with this. So yeah, see you in a second. Okay, I've gone over the entire coaster, and there is now no longer any pieces where the coaster is phasing through something, or there's a cactus in the way, or nothing's in the way, except for one little thing. There is no underground bit right here. It just goes through water, it goes through everything. This is gonna be fun. I have to build another underground bit. I love building underground. We're gonna need to tidy this up, get rid of all this water, and that is gonna be fun. I would do this as a time lapse, but I think we already had enough time lapses for today's video. What I'm gonna do is just by the snap of my fingers once again. Hopefully it works this time. Let's just clap. And there we go. A few days later, and I'm at my nan's now. So that's why the setup looks all different. We finally finished this little tunnel here. Or mineshaft, or underground bit, whatever you want to call it. It did take me quite a while to build this, because I'm just quite a slow builder over at my nan's setup. But we've finally done it, and I think it looks quite nice. I forgot to mention at the start of the video that, look at this. We've got some new ticket booth thingamabobberoonies. They're a similar style as the last ones. I've just changed a few things, like, I've actually got a keyboard now. The park logo's on the screen. I like this a lot more than the previous one. Not only that, I added a little logo on the tender of the Polar Express train right here. It says DPE, which is Dream Park Express. Yes, I'm not sure how I feel about how it looks, but let me know what you guys think. Also, this used to be like a greeny sort of a color right here. I've changed that to like more of a tan color to fit in with that arch right there. I feel like it looks a lot better. And I'm also changing the cactuses to not be a bright green anymore, because it just doesn't fit. And I think that's everything with all the changes I've made that I forgot to mention. But now comes this. The Wasteland sign needs a bit of an update. So we got to change this sign from water to wooden. But before we head into Photoshop and do that, in the last episode we built this amazing carousel right here. And the other day I put out a community post asking you guys for some carousel name ideas. Now there were a lot of comments. There were exactly 86 comments. The one I liked was Wasteland Roundup. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, when you compare it to Skibbity Toilet Horse Run, it's looking pretty good. So a big thank you to retro_Jake official for the name suggestion. I really appreciate that. And also thank you so much to everybody who did comment on that community post. But yeah, now I gotta make a logo for this ride. So let's just change this from water to a wooden. There we go. That's lovely. Alright, after a while I made this, and I think it's pretty good. Once again, I'm not a graphic designer, but I think for a carousel ride, look, I mean, we even got the horse right here. I feel like this is pretty good. So let's get it into Roblox. This is the new logo for the Wasteland coaster under the arch, and here it is under the sign. Much better. And here is the Wasteland Roundup sign. I really do like it. I think we might need to change the color of the Wasteland logo, which is weird, because it's the exact same color up here, and it looks fine. But let me know what you guys think. Now back onto the coaster that we just built. I think something could fit perfectly in this spot. Like, you know, for example, the Scorpion Express. I mean, this is literally inspired by that part of the ride. I don't know, I really would love something there, but I'm not sure what, so I think I'm gonna have a think about it. I'll see you guys in probably the next day for me. And then we'll get cracking on that. Cracking? Oh. Now, in between clips, I actually got a bit sick, but I still wanted to at least do something while I was sick. I remembered my good friend's Void's comment that I got the other day, saying that I should basically build, a vulture. And I forgot that, and I thought, an eagle? For some reason, but basically build a vulture sitting on top of the Wasteland sign, which I thought was pretty cool, so I thought I'd do that. So I took one of the birds from our blueprint pack and formed it into an eagle. Not a vulture, an eagle. Yeah, baby, an eagle! America and stuff. Yeah, I finished that and I put it on top of the sign. It looks really cool. And not only that, I you know, remembered that I built bird pack and I have not used bird pack, so I thought I might as well use bird pack and put birds everywhere. Let me know if you can spot all the birds. Anyway, back to present day me. Alright, and a few days later, as you heard, I got sick, but I've had some time to think about what I want to build in this spot right here. And I think I want to build a rattlesnake, or just a snake of some sort. Yeah, I don't know what type of snake, we're just gonna roll the floor. So I think let's head into another time lapse. I'm gonna lock in. I'm really excited to build this. I can't wait to see how it looks. I've got a really cool idea in mind, and yeah, let's head into the time lapse.
You got me feeling like a firebolt high in the sky, looking like a thunderstorm. Oh, here we go, go. You're easy to remember.
Alright, and a few hours later, this is what it's looking like. I wasn't really sure how this was going to end up looking, but I think it looks really, really cool. I've never really built a snake before, especially not at this scale. So do let me know what you guys think of it. And look at this. The mouth of the snake sprays water onto the coaster every time it goes past, which I think is just really cool. I also added this little pipe thing right here to make it look more like a theme park, which I think is a nice detail. And yeah, it's just how I imagined it, with the body of the snake just wrapping around the coaster. So with that said, we only have one more episode until we have fully completed this area. I think I definitely want to add something here, because when you're actually on the coaster, you are pretty slow around this part. Slow enough to actually look around and see what's around you. So I think something here would be quite nice. So I think once again a mega dong would look quite nice. But I'll have a think about that. And also I do know that I have to build supports for this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Yeah, that's something to look forward to. Let me know what you think of the wooden coaster. I absolutely love it. I think it's, once again, I'm going to say this a lot, my best coaster I've ever built. Thank you so much for watching, and see you. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Dream Park series. Today's episode is going to be quite a big one, because today we are finishing up the western area. Yep, took 14 episodes, we are finally doing it. In the last episode, if you didn't see it, we built this flipping enormous snake, and also changed this entire coaster up to a wooden coaster. This is the best coaster I've ever made. But today we're going to be doing stuff all over the place, and like I said, finishing up this area. And I think the first thing that we need to do is change the wooden coaster from your generic wooden coaster to a mine train skin, because it'll just fit the ride much more. Unlock this skin, 2,500 G's. Right, yep, there we go. I think we can select it like that, and there we have it. That is the mine train skin equipped. Alright, now if we change it to night once again, like so. I think it was in the last episode, or yeah, I think the last episode, where I showed you guys this. How cool this place looks at night. And I said I also wanted to do this around the coaster, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to add lights all around this coaster, like the whole thing up at night. And I have no idea how we're going to do this. How do you normally do this? I'm imagining just sticking lights to the track, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, you just stick lights on the side of them. I'm looking at pictures now. Bro, I didn't know how gamer roller coasters were. They got the RGB LED lights up in it. We could do something like that, but, you know, less LED gamer. We could maybe just add the lanterns from our prop pack right here and just place them like this all over the coaster. Alright, let's time-lapse this.
Don't stop. In your eyes, I see a fire lighting up as we're getting away. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. Where you go, I follow. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes. There's no going back, and I'm loving the chase. When I'm giving up, never hitting the brakes.
Alright, and I do not want to admit how long that took. As you can see now, there are lights all over the coaster, and I'm underground. There are lights all over the coaster, and it is looking lovely. I also, as you saw in the time-lapse, added some chains on the chain lift right here, which I see people do when I'm like touring parks and stuff. I thought I'd add it on our lift hill right here, on actually both of them, as you can see right here, and I think it looks really cool. But this and the lights took an hour. An hour? I don't know how I managed. That is way longer than I thought it would have taken me to do all of this. But let's turn it to day. And you guys might have seen this throughout the past few episodes, well, the past many episodes. Look at this. We have a big gaping hole right on the side of the area, western area. It looks so ugly. And all the way up here, it does not look nice at all. So what I'm gonna do is fix that by actually putting a metal wall like this on the side right here. So yeah, hopefully, no, I was gonna hopefully say this won't take me too long. No, this will probably take me 2 hours, you know. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you when I've done all of this. Alright, and a very long time later, we have finally finished building up these grey metal walls and trying to avoid the world border or the plot border with this. Look at all these rocks. Like, if I pull this out just a tiny bit, look at that, out of bounds. This was really annoying, but we finally did it, and I think it looks freaking amazing. It looks so much more like it's actually, you know, nearly finished, rather than, you know, not. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks. So you're probably wondering what I'm actually going to build next. Well, in previous episodes, I've said that I wanted to build something right here, along the lines of a megalodon shark fossil, you know? Maybe the terrain could be lifted up and you only have like a few bits of the fossil poking out. And the reason why I would like the terrain being lifted up is because if you look at the area like this, it's all flat. Basically, the terrain caps out at this height, which is pretty odd. So if we had some terrain height variation right here, I feel like it would make the whole area feel a lot more, you know, alive and different and better. And I'm not too sure on this. I have no idea how it will look, but I don't know if a fossil will look too repetitive, because we've got literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single think 7 if you count the trees. I don't know if another fossil will just be too much. But before we get onto that, I want to do something real quick right here. Now, the main climax is this. The snake, that's the main climax, if you want to call it that, but that's the main thing of the ride, right? I was thinking right here, we could have a few signs, one saying like, bean shrine, yeah. We're gonna have one saying danger, maybe one saying turn back, one saying snake, you know, warning signs basically. To sort of hint at the oncoming threat. And on my days when the water's that coastal, I'm gonna do another quick time lapse of me building a whole bunch of terrain because you've seen me build terrain so much now. You get the gist, it's just a whole bunch of pillows. Yeah, let's get building signs and building rocks. Alright, and there we go. We have finished building this little mound here with all the signs. And I've got to say, I love how this area looks right here. I really wanted to, like, put in everything I had with the signs. Because, man, I just keep seeing out of this world parks. It makes me feel like an absolute terrible builder. So I thought, you know, I'd put in everything I had in these signs. And I feel like they look really, really cool. We got one that says danger, one that says snake, and then a head. To, of course, hint that the snake will be coming up very shortly. And a while ago, I said, let's build a megalodon fossil. And after a bit of thinking, I don't think I will actually build one because, like I said earlier as well, I feel like it will get a bit too repetitive of the amount of fossils we have. And it will also distract the eyes of whoever rides the coaster, because look at this. So you're going around, let's hopefully not fall in the floor. You're going around, you don't want to be looking up there. You want to be looking at these signs. And if we had a fossil there, it would just get too busy and yeah. Anyway, during the time lapse, our arch nemesis Kizy joined the game. If we go over here to where all the members are, outside the fireworks show, he placed this statue right here. He does have a face, oh, there we go. Next to, well, he thought it was Has. I think that's fake Has the MC man. Yeah, I think this is a fake one. Nice one, Kizy. Yeah, talking about Kizy, we're also in war with him. That's why he's my enemy, arch nemesis. Because we are very, very close to taking over Kizy, surpassing Kizy. Come on. Like a few years ago now, if you told me that I'd be surpassing Kizy, I would not believe you. This is actually crazy. And we're at war now. So, you know, join team Notme and subscribe, you know, I'd really appreciate that. Help us beat Kizy in this war. But I really love how that mound looks, especially from like this angle of the park. Like, look at it. I feel like it fits in really nicely. But what I want to do next is nothing actually to do with the Western area. I just was planning on making an episode called I added Mike Wazowski to my dream park. But I was like, what the freak would I actually do in that episode? Because I have already built Mike Wazowski in Theme Park Tycoon 2. That's right. Yeah, off camera, this was a while ago now. I built Mike Wazowski and Sully from Monsters Inc. Probably my favorite Disney movie. Which is why I built it, because I wanted to add these two guys from Monsters Inc. into the dream park as mascots. So I thought I'd just add them right now. Let's place this down. This is the blueprint right here, so if you want to actually have your own Mike Wazowski and Sully in your park, then the link will be in the description down below. I really love how no, that's an interesting angle. I really love how they look, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this took forever to make, but it was definitely worth it. For my best like organic build I've ever done. I could not wait to show you guys. So I think what I'm going to do is just move them all the way over here into this spot, sort of in the central zone of the park. I think they'll look really, really cool. I'm actually going to move this out the way to make room for the MVPs. So yeah, there's our two mascots for the park. Definitely a bit odd next to the Western area, but I'll leave them there for now until we've got some other areas popping up. We can always have them walking on this grey path right here. I also got to fix this Z fighting. Yeah, there we have it. We have Mike and Sully in the dream park, bro. You know, I'm very tempted just to title this video I added Mike Wazowski to the dream park. And with that, there is only one thing left to do. Add freaking benches, because I still haven't done that. We need seats. And I think I just found found the bench that I want to try and recreate into this park, and I think it might be a bit interesting for sure, but if we can execute it well, it will look really sick. Look at this. It's not just your everyday bench, it's your Western everyday bench. I mean, it's got wheels on it. The wheels don't do anything because, you know, you've got this massive block of wood right under it, but I think this is really cool. So let's try and build it. Let's place our mannequin to the side so we can, you know, have a sense of scale. You know, I'm just going to take you guys through this because I feel like there's been a lot of time lapses lately, and I really want to bring back that one-on-one, you know, build thing. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I take you through how I actually build these things. I think that's the baseboard done, or the backboard, or the board of new stuff. I don't know what you call it. But now we need to do the wheel. Alright, those are the wheel sticks done, or whatever you want to call them. Now let's get the actual rim, or the tire, whatever. I don't know what these terminologies are. Just spinning it around like this. And now we've got to build these stands that the wheels sit on. Now these arch pieces on the end of them are going to be a bit tricky, but I think I can do it. Oh, lovely. Alright, I think that is the bench done. I really love how it looks. But yeah, we can delete that, and now 68 items. Now we can just move it anywhere we want. Actually, hold up, wait, hold up. Actually have it the same color as everything else, as all the other wooden stuff in the dream park. And yeah, I love that. That's really cool. Alright, now we can add it anywhere we want in the park. So I'll be back to you when I've done just that. Alright, and a few minutes later, I've added all of these benches around the western area. I even finished this spot right here with the benches, the lanterns, even the grass. Oh yeah, I love how the benches look. So yeah, with that said, that is basically everything that I wanted to do to finish off the area, really. I don't know if I don't think I've mentioned it, but I'm not gonna do the support. I've been pondering about this, and I was really in a massive conflict with myself because I know you guys would love if I did the support. It would make this ride, I'm not gonna lie, it would make the ride look so much better, but it would also mean I would be so bored. I would probably be very, very demotivated. And I just don't want to risk getting burnt out over support. I'm having so much fun with this, just building. And I'm really enjoying this. And I don't want to just build support for the next, like, 5 days of my life. You know, maybe I'll revisit them at some point. Maybe do the supports at a later date. But at the moment, I'm not going to do them. I hope you can understand. I just don't want to get burnt out over support. There might be a pretty big gap between this episode and the next episode. And that's because I want to plan, I want to get the videos ready, I want to make sure I know what I'm actually going to do the next area of this park right here. I've got a pretty cool area, and it isn't Doctor Who. I've got a pretty cool area in mind just for this spot right here. So yeah, when I say a big gap, I don't mean like a couple months break or anything. I just mean maybe there won't be another Dream Park episode for a week or two. So if that is the case, don't be worried, I'm not dead, I'm not quitting, I'm just planning. With that all said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and yeah, see you!